Kittle's out, Mixon's out, Love not likely to play. We've got a little bit of news to go over. We have live drafting to commence. We have start bench questions, super chats, phone calls to endure. The Fantasy Football Show Graveyard Edition. Like we do it every Saturday night. Like we do it every Friday night. Like we do it every Thursday night. Monday night. Sunday night. Graveyard Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So first and foremost, make sure you click that link that's in the live chat right now. The link to play Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Here's the link one more time. It's pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of the video if you're watching a replay, if you're part of the replay crew, the R crew. But we're also going to do maybe some pick'em entries and such. What hires and what lowers do we like? So hit that link now. Be signed up and ready. We're going to play $5 best ball battle royale, $5 week 3 best ball drafts that have a $30K prize going to first place. Is that pretty nice? That's pretty nice if I have to say myself. You could draft in as many as you want. There might be a limit like in the hundreds or whatever. I don't know. I've never maxed out on a weekly because you have a week to do it. I think I drafted in week 1. I drafted like 85 week. 65 week 1 best ball battle royales. I won a nice chunk of change. I didn't win a top 10 prize, but I got almost at least my money back. That's the way it rolls with it. It's awesome. You know, you check your account. Credits go right back in. If you win anything, you'll win a bunch of $5 and $10 prizes as you roll through if you do a lot of drafts. So we're going to get into those in a second. First, I want to attack the news real briefly. We'll hit the super chats as we go. George Kittle hamstring is out for week number 3. That is definitely something we kind of knew was coming down. It broke on the stream earlier today, but I wanted to throw that out there in case someone's been living under a rock the last handful of hours. Joe Mixon is out week 3. Akers is a good play this week, very good play this week, and I would say sell him immediately off of the good week because he's one of the more injury-prone, if not the most injury-prone. Him and J.K. Dobbins, the most injury-prone running backs in the National Football League. Doesn't matter if they look good in 1 week shots, they're definitely injury-prone guys. Get rid of them on the high. This guy right here, Justin Herbert's going to try to give it a go, it sounds like, for week number 3 Sunday football. High ankle sprain. These are never easy. Sounds like it was not an extremely bad high ankle sprain. There are degrees of it. All high ankles don't constitute a 5-week absence or 7-week absence, but very brutal high ankles are worse than a broken ankle. So clearly he didn't have the highest severity of a high ankle, but he's clearly struggling. They're very unsure whether he's going to be able to be even remotely close to his normal self. And we fully expect the Chargers, who have a very, very, very tough matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we expect them to try and run the hell out of the ball. Now, will they be successful? Your guess is as good as mine. I think I saw Ron Navy in the building here, so his Pittsburgh Steelers are going to try and shut down the run and make Herbert hobble, try and win this game. Tyreek Hill talking about his new quarterback, Skylar Thompson, saying he's a little bit faster than Tua, so I'm really excited about that. He does a great job of extending plays. He's a real competitor. What are you going to say? What are you going to say about a quarterback coming in to be your gunslinger on an injury? You're going to say something like this. How are we really feeling about Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill's had a mixed bag under Skylar and other quarterbacks. He has done well. It's not like he goes off the cliff completely. He can have big games. I'd venture to say that this team is going to try and keep defenses honest until Tua comes back, if Tua comes back, by trying to utilize the Deebo Samuel-esque game plan. And that means that we're going to see a ton of Achane in that wide back role, because Achane is 1,000% Miami Mike McDaniel's wide back. It's inverse, but he is the wide back, meaning not that the wide back is about a wide receiver taking carries up the gut. It's about having a running back / wide receiver, or wide receiver / running back. It doesn't matter which one it is, out in the flat at the line of scrimmage, getting the football a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage, getting it at the line of scrimmage, getting it 1 yard in front of the line of scrimmage, essentially making the wide receiver or running back, but in the wide receiver in between role, get the football and get it in their hands immediately and let them turn into a rusher, essentially. It's a back. It's a wide back, a running back that's out wide. That's all it is. It could be Achane, it could be Debo. And this guy, Miami Mike McDaniel, architected this in San Francisco. He was the architect of it. He brought it over, implemented it with Achane, and Achane's been eating ever since.
Let him cook.
Ever since, he's been eating ever since. Don't mind Shirley. Okay, here we go. Tua Tagovailoa out, Skylar Thompson in. Does it mean that the Miami Dolphins offense will crumble? I say Hill's getting the football at the line of scrimmage. I say Waddle's getting the football at the line of scrimmage. I say everyone is getting the football at the line of scrimmage. We're treating Skylar Thompson like Jimmy Garoppolo was treated in San Francisco. And so we're going to 100% see a different offense, and we're going to see a ton of checkdowns, dink and dunks to Achane. Achane getting an absolute monster workload moving forward. But we did cover this in a previous show. I did say that even though we love Achane's workload walking into the coming weeks, and he's going to be a potential top 1 to 5 overall running back on a weekly basis, we did say this: the likelihood of injury does go up a little bit. Even if it's 1 or 2 games, it doesn't really matter. It still goes up regardless. But what you need to do is go get Jalen Wright and make sure he is cuffed to your Achane. Mostert has been ruled out of this game. He's got the broken cartilage, which is so painful. He's an older man. He's 75 years old. How is he going to go out there and run the football with that? They're bringing this guy right along slowly. But no more slowly than Achane was brought along his rookie year last season. When we look at, he was a healthy scratch Achane, just like Wright was. Wright was horrible in week 2, even though we thought maybe they would throw him to the Wolves in week 2. He wasn't. Achane didn't do anything until week number 3 when he was running back 1. Week number 4 when he was running back 5. Week number 5 when he was running back 4. That's the way Achane delivered his production, in that timely manner, but a delayed shoot out of the cannon. And the same thing might be the case for Wright. Not saying he becomes that kind of running back right away, but there's a real good chance we see more of him this week, if not a lot of them, and he becomes a staple. If something happens to Achane, he becomes an absolute 10-plus carry and 2 or 3 or 4 reception player. So if Achane's not cuffed to Wright on your roster, you aren't paying attention. This offense should be a little bit better than I think anybody anticipates. They won't be as one-dimensional as people want to make it out to be, because they're missing Tua Tagovailoa. Jordan Love needing maybe 1 more week is the consensus right now. Probably not playing this week. They tried to get him out there. It sounds like it's going to be 1 more week of Malik Willis and 1 more week of feeding Josh Jacobs into oblivion. And when I mean oblivion, I mean an absolute monster. I mean good.
Let's go. Mashed potatoes. Yep.
Not worried about Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is going to be absolutely fantastic. So this guy right here, there's some potential trade talk going on around the league right now. And this is something we talked about immediately when I said they need to get rid of this kid. They need to give him a fresh shot. Go to Miami. Let him go to the Raiders. Let him go to the Giants. The Giants, the Raiders will be perfect. The Miami Dolphins would be perfect for this kid. But I don't know that the Panthers are that smart. Because right now, it doesn't feel like it. But according to this report, several teams have expressed interest in trading for Bryce Young, despite the fact that Coach Canales said that the Carolina Panthers do not intend to trade the former number 1 overall player. We just intended to bench him. Bench him. Don't want to trade. We want to keep him. Why do you want to keep him when you don't want to play him? It's a matter of time. He's got to get traded. It only makes sense. We got AJ Brown out again. This is old news, but I want to make sure I hammer home all of this stuff too. We got Herbert, that's been updated. We've got Keenan Allen. He's out for week number 3. If you didn't know, Jordan Addison and out. That means Naylor is going to be another good play this week. Mostert was ruled out. He was doubtful at the moment in time, but this posted and Mixon too. But both Mixon and Mostert are out. So I just wanted to catch you all up on that news. And this is all old. We've got updates on Mixon. We've got updates on Love. So that is all of our news for today. I'll leave that in the top corner of the screen. Now let's get on over to some super chats, and then we'll start drafting while we're handling the drafts. The first super chat of the evening. And by the way, anybody that drops a $20 hauler goes immediately to the front of the line. Joe pulled the trigger on Bijan, Dell for Rice and Jacobs. I do lean toward this. The wind is definitely going to play a part in this. Like, if the wind blows this way, I'm going that way. If the wind is so even, I'd probably say, as I said earlier, I believe, Joe, I'm going Bijan, and I'm banking on Tank Dell in this scenario. I really still love Tank Dell. I don't care what anybody says. And I may love Nico, but that doesn't change how I love Tank Dell. Okay, so this next one from Thomas, Geno Smith versus the Finns. And T-Law against the Bills, QB2. This is your second QB. I'm going to go Geno. Geno's been pretty good, and Ryan Grubb's got a pretty nice setup. T-Law just worries me right now. I don't know that I feel comfortable about consistency from him yet. So I'm going to go with Geno, who's looked a little bit better, and the offense looks pretty good. He's got a lot of weapons, and I just think DK is going to have a big day. I think JSN will do good, so therefore Geno by default's a better pick in my opinion. Traded Higgins and Warren for Dell and Mostert. That could go either way. I think you bought Dell kind of high because Dell's got a lot lower value than that, but I don't mind that. Like, I'm still okay with that if that's all you could do. I like Dell over Higgins personally. I have Achane and Wright. Allen, Gibbs. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. I'm not saying you couldn't have got more or maybe push the trade a different direction, but I still don't mind it. I think if you told me, hey, that's all I could do, kickoff's happening, I don't want to lose Dell, I think Dell goes nuts in this game, then I understand where you're at on that one. Need a flex, London or Worthy? Let's see here. Need a flex, London, R Worthy, R Mason. I think you mean or, Stanley. I'm going to go with Worthy across the board. As I did my wide receiver, I know this is wide receiver, not flex rankings, but as I did my wide receiver rankings earlier on the earlier show, you can see I've Worthy. This top line is in order. Lamb's my 1. Jamar Chase. Let me get a little something here to make this easier to follow. Lamb is my 1. Jamar Chase is my 2. Marvin Harrison Jr. is my 3. Collins is my 4. Jefferson's my 5. St. Brown my 6. Tyreek Hill my 7. Wide receiver 8 is Worthy, and then Rice is 9. Now, I got a lot of casual Caleb's in the comments earlier going, I can't take this. I think one of the comments said something along the lines of, I can't take this seriously anymore with Rice beneath Worthy. As if these guys can't rotate being the number 1 wide receiver for Patrick Mahomes, or they can't both have the same stats every single week. Worthy runs the ball, jet sweeps, end arounds, 2-3 carries a game, a strong shot. I'd say like a 0.18% chance of scoring a rushing touchdown every single game. That's what Worthy brings to the table. And if you think Worthy can't outscore anyone outside the top 5 wide receivers here on a semi-regular basis, you don't understand what's going on in KC. And I love Rice too. I have them both ranked this high. DK Metcalf, The only reason one of these guys isn't up in this 4, 5, 6 is because I'm so high on both of them. I'm going to knock them both down together and put them right here. Metcalf, I think, has a huge game, which is another reason why I like Geno. We have Devontae Smith is a fantastic play this week. A.J. Brown is out, so obviously Devontae Smith's going to be leaned upon. We've got Evans sitting right here. Evans is just hard to rank any lower than that. It almost feels disrespectful to have him there, but as you can see, I'm really high on Worthy, so the Worthy questions are pretty easy for me to answer tonight. Trade my Pickens and Benson for Xavier Worthy. There we go again. You know the answer to that, Mark. I just smashed home the meaning behind that one. Smitty, need one. Dell, DK, Ayuk with Rice. I'm going probably DK, even though I love Dell, and Ayuk should get some good run. That's an easy call, bro. That's an easy call. Z, appreciate you. Smitty just executed 2 trades. I traded Breece Hall, Dell, and Alec Pierce for Chase and Josh Jacobs. Love that one, even though I hate saying bye to Breece Hall, but you got to say bye. And traded Debo and Allen and Shakir for DK and Puka. I also like that one because you're getting a now player in DK. Those are 2 very, very solid trades. Very strategic, very good management, very good. Don't hang on to the personal and make it all business, and you did a great job. Pick one PPR, Waddle, BT, Deontay Whittington. You can't sit Waddle. I get that he definitely takes a bump and we're worried about him, but you can't sit Waddle in that scenario. Smitty, start 3. Chase, London, J-Mo, Josh, Downs, and Waddle. You're starting Waddle, you're starting Jamar Chase, and it's a tough call between London and J-Mo. J-Mo's probably safer. London's higher risk, higher reward. You kind of got to pick your poison there. Chat, J-Mo or London, London or J-Mo. Could the chat please weigh in on that even Steven call right there? Pick one for flex. Do you mean pick 4 flex or pick 1? Because you're throwing numbers around like they make sense, David. Pick 1 for your flex, I assume. Whittington, Johnson, Naylor, Foreman. I'm going to go Whittington. Naylor and Whittington are the easy calls here, but I'm going to go Whittington. Whittington's going to have a good game. I think you're going to look pretty smart on Sunday, pal. 12-team PPR. Pick a flex. Juwan Jennings, Quentin Johnston. What is with the abbreviations on this one? Jay Witt and Coleman and Gus. I'm going to go Coleman, then Whittington, then Juwan Jennings in that order. I know everybody thinks Juwan Jennings is the best player this week, and I don't mind him having a decent haul, but I want more than decent. I want a shot for greatness, and I think Whittington has that. Holy crap, is this the next Puka Nacua? We thought that in the preseason. So now he gets a whole, bunch of run, got great usage at the end of the game. A lot of upside there. And Coleman still, I believe in. Just trade away Garrett Wilson for Brock Bowers. Should I take a lap? No. Yeah. Only because you should have got a lot more. You should have got a lot more. I mean, Garrett Wilson's still a top 20 overall player, bro. Like, you can't panic and sell low. I did a show on this. Is Garrett Wilson in the panic chamber? ? And I had a lot of unaware ungers, and I don't watch Willies that just come in and comment. They just comment. They're reactive Rogers. They come in and they look at a headline. They don't watch the video, and I have people DMing me, commenting, sending me telegrams and telegraphs and Snapchats and saying, Smitty, I can't believe you're getting rid of Garrett Wilson. You're giving up on him. And I said, when did I say that? And they go, your video. You just put up a video. It says Garrett Wilson Panic Chamber. I said, does it say Garrett Wilson Panic Chamber, or does it say Garrett Wilson Panic Chamber? There's a question mark there, Bill. There's a question mark there, Bill. Billy Bob's out here making assumptions, doesn't watch my video, and just assumes I'm jumping ship on Garrett Wilson. It's a very, very good question to ask. Everyone and their mother's asking it. But did I give up on Garrett Wilson? Go watch the video. I didn't give up on Garrett Wilson. He's definitely a sell high, but he's not a sell medium, not a sell low. Maybe a go get more than anything because of the Panic Peters. No offense, Jaime, but you did trade very, very low. Like Brock Bowers, I love. Let me just make it clear. He could be the number 1 tight end in the league by the end of the year. If not, he kind of already is right now, but he could go up and down. Laporta could do something. I like this trade in a sense that you're getting the best tight end in the league, but Garrett Wilson commands a little bit more. I just think you bought you bought low is what you did. I don't blame you for wanting to get in on the Brock Bowers train, but damn, man. I'm going to say, I hope it works out for you, and it could. He's that good. Thoughts on team? 12 team, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Can't believe I'm 0-2. Stroud, H.N., Ramondre, Braylon Allen, AJB, Nico, Waddle. Yeah, it's a good team. And I think AJB being out, Worthy steps up nicely. Likely is stepping up nicely for Ingram. You got a lot of help and support. Sharps is stepping in and doing his thing. I don't know if you can even play him this week. You may have not had him in the lineup. I don't know. The only problem I see when I look at this team is, it's like, Waddle got kicked in the sack. AJB being banged up, you got kicked in the sack there. Ramondre's on an inconsistent, in an inconsistent situation. I think you're pretty good here. There's not much to do other than try and sell Charbonnet to the Walker owner and try and get maybe a slight Waddle upgrade, maybe a upgrade he doesn't even know is an upgrade, like Rashee Rice or maybe MHJ. You give Waddle, Sharps, and figure out something. Go after those small maneuvers. Past that, it's just trying to probably upgrade Ramondre at some point. ETN would be a nice little upgrade if you could find a way to do that. I like that. Ramondre, give up something smaller or do some 2-for-2 trade that you really like this wide receiver better than Waddle, but maybe he doesn't, and then you get Ramondre upgraded into ETN. So maybe go to that owner and start there. That could be a really good upgrade. Jacobs would be another one. And JT, Barkley, and Kyron would also be good upgrades from Ramondre. Go see what Waddle can downgrade into. Maybe a Worthy type player, even though you have Worthy, but you know what I'm saying. 10-man PPR, Love, Dak, H.N. Hall, Jacobs, Mostert, Braylon, Wright, Lloyd, Chase Brown, Cooper Kupp, MHJ, BT, Reed, Dobbs, Kittle. I'd probably say, Dak's underrated. I don't mind hanging out with Dak for a little bit on this one. H.N. Hall, Jacobs, fantastic. Chase, Kupp, wait on Kupp, MHJ. You're fine. Put Reed right in. Hang with Kincaid. Don't give up on him. That's a stand down team. I think I've seen that before, and I've stood down on that before. That's a stand down team right there.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Very easy call to stand down on that team. Smitty to the moon. Appreciate you, Solo. AJB and Kupp injured. Would you start Christian Kirk, Keon Coleman, or Jacoby? I'd go Coleman. Coleman, I still very much believe in. Chris from Vegas says, breakout week for Keon Coleman or start Naylor. I'm riding the Coleman train, bro. Naylor's very safe, very steady. I don't hate it if you go that direction. Handcuff my Mason with Garendo or pick up Wright. You got to have Garendo if you have Mason, but I'm not saying don't figure out this situation and do something else to get both of them. Start one, Ford, Adunzi, or Naylor. I think Ford's probably the safe play. Naylor is pretty exciting, but Ford is the safe play for sure for right now. Drop McLaughlin for Naylor, sure. I'm okay with that. I'm not a big McLaughlin guy, and I'm not a big Denver running back situation guy. 2-0, Kittle out, drop, beat Cooks for a tight end scrub. Depends on the scrub, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do if you have no other tight end option, but I'd be interested. Juwan Johnson, is he healthy? Does anybody know if he's healthy with Hill out? Maybe. He always seems to step up when he's called upon. Play Whittington, Reed, or BTJ. I still don't know if Juwan's healthy. I think he is. Someone trusty look that up for me while I'm rolling through these, and we'll look it up in a minute. Play Whittington, Reed, or BT. I'd probably go Reed. I know Reed is somebody that people worry about a little bit, right now with the quarterback situation, but he's so dynamic. He runs the ball. Hey, Smitty, pick one for flex. Yoshi Voss is going to be my call on this one, pal. Pretty easy, in my opinion. Keon Coleman. Bench one, Keon Coleman, Jennings, BT, Naylor. I'm going to probably put, I guess I put Naylor on the bench in this situation. I want BT in there. Jennings and Naylor are tied to me, so that's preference. I'm keeping Coleman in. So Naylor or Jennings you're going to have to put on the bench. And I know Jennings is a lot of people's secret weapon this week. Like, hey, Jennings is going to go nuts, and I'm not saying he can't do well for 1 week, but This is not some superstar. Okay, he's the third to fourth wide receiver option on the team. He caught 19 passes last year, got extended, and the Niner fans think he's, an amazing player. He's okay. $20 hauler from Ricardo. Ricardo, you're going to Mars, pal.
To Mars.
Ricardo, you monster. Absolute monster. Savage. 12.5. QB Purdy, Lamb, and Devontae Adams. Rashad White, Charbonnet, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith. Benches, Love, Najee. Okay. Thoughts, where can I go? Where can I upgrade? I mean, quarterback, I'm not a big fan of Purdy. Lamb, Adams, I'd like to get out of Adams. Maybe Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith goes into your wide receiver 2 role. You trade Adams and Rashad White. You got to get this running back room upgraded, bro. Adams and Rashad White could get you JT, Kyron, Jacobs. Probably not Achane. Probably not Barkley, but you're trying. JT, maybe not. Try. ETN and something. You might be able to get ETN and Dell. Go to the Dell owner. See if a running back upgrade is there for the taking using Rashad White. And if you could downgrade Adams to that. Or Worthy, even better. Go to the Worthy owner. See if you can downgrade your Adams to Worthy. Or to Rice. And see if you can upgrade that Rashad White into an ETN or something like that. That's the only way that I see out of this situation right now. You've got a good foundation. You just are really weak at RB. So that would be my approach. King Henry, B-Rob, or Jameson. I'm not sitting King Henry until he gets injured. I'm certainly trying to deal him, but there's so much touchdown potential every time he's on the field. Drop Whittington, AD, or Dunze to pick up Wright. I would drop probably AD right now. I love AD, but Wright is important to pick up. He's an RB. It's definitely the move to make. Smitty, wide receiver to aim for with London and BT and JSN. Wide receiver, I guess, not many people trade one wide receiver for two, but one that comes to mind, Rashee Rice for London and BT, London and JSN. And that might not seem right because London went higher than Rice, but it is what it is. St. Brown, I think past that, bro, it's pretty hard to find a lot of wide receivers that warrant London and BT or London and JSN because London's still borderline a top 20 guy. So if it's not Jamar Chase, it's not Rice, it's not MHJ. There really isn't a lot to take a stab at with that package, bro, because London is undervalued, and I don't want you sending London for guys that belong in the 3rd and 4th round. Traded my JK and Diggs for Jamar Chase. That's a big win, broski. Big win. I like that a lot. This one here, traded Zamir and Dowdle for Puka Nacua. I'm fine with that. That's a great trade and wait. You wait on that, whereas you don't need those pieces, so sure. Start Shaheed or Tank Dell. Look, I mean, Shaheed's safer, but I do think Tank breaks out this week, and I know the matchup is not the best, but I think it's good for him. It may not be good for Diggs and for especially Nico, but I think that's why Dell has such a good game. He kind of breaks free and breaks off a big, long monster touchdown. Flex PPR Swift, Colts, or Akers. I'm going to go Akers. I don't trust Swift at all, bro. Like, at all. But I would sell Akers on the high if you can after this game. He will have a good day. Hopkins, Tyler, Mooney. Give me Mooney, bro. He looks really good. He looks very utilized. Mooney's a nice play right now. A nice play. Would you start Neighbors or Worthy? I'm going to go, probably you have to go Neighbors here, but I'm sorry. You have to go Neighbors in this. You have to start him. But I'm not sitting Worthy. I'm not. You see what my rankings here have him. I have Neighbors right about, he's tailing him. You got a grab bag of wide receivers, Metcalf, Smith, Evans, Neighbors. I'm starting Worthy. I'm not sitting Worthy, but you have to find a way to play both of them. If your team is that stacked and you're going to put me in a box, I'm going to probably tell you Worthy because that's what my rankings show. But this is one of those things where you can't sit Neighbors, though. Media, you must have a very, very good team. If you want to share your wide receiver options, did you do that in this message? I don't think you did. Yeah, I'd have to see it, But I do think Worthy will outscore Neighbors this week. It's just I can't put. It's just like it's almost like asking hey, do you start I'm trying to think of an example here. Do you start, I mean, Worthy's the best example of it, but do I start Tank Dell? I'm almost always going to say you have to start Tank Dell, but if you ask me, hey, Smitty, are you benching this wide receiver 1 for Tank Dell? My answer is no, but I'm not having a debate about starting Tank Dell in my wide receiver 1. I'm not debating about starting Tank Dell in my wide receiver 2. Neighbors is your wide receiver 2. It's your flex play. And if you fell into an embarrassment of riches, then I guess, yeah, I would put Worthy in, but that's me. Trade Puka and Amari, Braylon, Whittington for Worthy, Warren, Bucky. Trade Puka, Amari, Braylon for Whittington, Worthy, Bucky. This is a tough one because I do think Puka comes back at some point and plays fairly well. This is really tough. I'd probably say the Worthy side, but man, I don't know. That's a real tough situation because you're buying Worthy at a high. You're selling Puka at an absolute floor. I want to take Puka out of that trade. Fairly new here. Loving it. Thank you. Appreciate you. So, thank you. No problem. Unfortunately, my flex option this week is Demarcus Robinson or Naylor. I'd probably go... chat, can we vote on this one? Naylor or Demarcus Robinson? It's a pretty close call. I think I'd probably go... Look, Naylor's had 2 really good weeks in a row. I'd probably say Naylor this week, but it's really, really tough. It's so close. They both are playing, they're both playing in good situations really this week. We got a Demarcus Robinson vote. We got a Naylor vote, a Robinson vote, a Naylor vote, a Robinson vote. Robinson, Naylor, Addison won't play. We know that. He's ruled out. Not only is he not likely, he won't play. He's out. Naylor, Akers or Pickens. I'm going to say Pickens. Dell or Pickens. I'm going to say probably Dell this week. We got a Naylor vote. Okay. So kind of tied. Trust your gut. I would say Naylor, but you could get it wrong easily because it's a 50-50 call. $10 hauler from Megas. Hey, Smitty, I want to pick up Wright and Keon. Team is Stroud, Kyron, Achan, K9, Charbonnet, Braylon, JJ Pickens, Thomas, Worthy, Kincaid, Love, Kittle. What do you do? You can't. I mean, you're playing in a 8-man or 8 roster league practically. Like, you can't cut any of these guys. You're in a situation where you've got to monitor these guys. You can't pick them up, unfortunately. There's no real way to do it. Smitty, any changes or trades? Lamar, Chase, Nico, Rashad. Yeah, I'm getting rid of Rashad. I'm getting rid of Najee. I would have already got rid of Kittle, a.k.a. Kettle. And just because he's injury prone, Gus, T. Higgins, Reed. I like Reed a lot. Would I trade T. Higgins and Najee, T. Higgins and Rashad White for one better player? Talking about Etienne Jacobs, Rashee Rice, Devontae Smith. All of those guys fit the bill. Just throw offers, 20 of them out there. Thanks again. Appreciate your super chat here. This one from Foundation. 10 team, CJ Stroud, Love, Achan, Kyron, Sharbs, Zamir White, P. Ryan. Let's see here. Jaden Reed. I want to stack CJ and Collins. Thoughts on Smith for Collins? Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get that, though, but you have to give up more. Devontae Smith doesn't, I think, flirt with Collins' value. So you have to give up Zamir White, who could have a really good day. And Collins could have a mediocre day, even though I rank him as my wide receiver 4. He has a tough matchup. So if he comes out of this game you might be able to do this trade later. Plus, you don't have a lot of time. If Collins has a bad day, you could go after him. If Devontae Smith, who should have a good day, does well, and you feel good about it still, you could easily make this trade, I think, later if Zamir White has a good day and he goes up against the Carolina Panthers. So there's room to do this, but you have to give up more. There's no way someone's giving you Nico. But you might have a better week if you wait. But if you could get it done, I would. Stroud, BT, I'd throw BT in, but you don't want to give up too much. But those would be good moves. Original, appreciate your $5 hauler. Achan for Gibbs. I'd rather have Gibbs and... I'd rather have... You know what? I'd rather have Achan right now. I go back and forth on this one, though, admittedly. Because Achan could break. But at the same time, they're going to feed him more than ever. But I don't care. As long as you back him up properly, and I don't know if you have... Maybe that's why you're trying to get rid of him, is you can't sleep at night. But Wright's out there in so many leagues. I definitely would pick him up. Doesn't really want to have much. Let's see, Diggs, Kirk, J-Mo. I'd rather have. It depends on the piece, but I'd rather have Achane right now. He's the number 2 running back in fantasy football. You know what I mean? Like how we doubting this guy at all? Salute Smitty. Got a trade offer. Najee and Warren for my Adams. No. Robinson Jr. No. Najee and I'm sorry. Hill and Najee. I'm sorry. And Warren. I take Tyreek Hill in a heartbeat. Great trade. Smash it. Come back and let us know if it's done. Someone drop Mostert. Should I drop Quentin Johnston or McLaurin for him? I would if you've got the Miami backfield or a reason to. If you don't, it's iffy, because he's older, but he has broken cartilage. But it's going to be a pain tolerance issue at some point, not a re-injury necessarily if they hold him out long enough. But he could, being out of football, could have him have a compensation injury because he's older. But I would definitely consider it. I mean, Quentin Johnston's nothing to me. Start 2, Charbonnet, Chuba, BT, Keon, or Warren. I'm going to go Charbs for sure. And I'm going to probably go BT for safety. You want high risk, high reward, go Keon. You got to kind of pick your poison with that one. It's a really good question, though. Tolby says Strange, Parkinson, or Ertz. I'm going to go Parkinson. Akers or Zamir. I think I'd go Akers for safety, Zamir for high risk, high reward because the offense is just not good. But there's upside. He's apparently, according to Coach Pierce, he's going to give him 20-plus touches. So, but I'd probably go Akers for safety if you need safety. Should I flex Kyron? This is a $20 hauler from Sheesh. Sheesh, appreciate you dropping the 20 wad. Two Mars, absolutely. Should I flex Kyron, Ridley, or JSN? Come on. Come on, man. Don't make me send you on a lap on a $20 hauler. Look, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Ridley JSN could have good days, but you can't sit Kyron Williams. He scored in each of the first 2 weeks of football. This is not somebody that's disappointing at all. His offense is falling apart, but he hasn't disappointed at all. Really appreciate the super chat here. Akers or Ford. I'm going to go, I think I said Ford in the other question, but I waver. I'm going to go Ford, but barely. Akers is a safe play. Ford might even be higher risk, higher reward, just because of the nature of Cleveland, and they've rotated, and you're not quite sure what his role is still, but he's so efficient. London or Shaheed, I'm going to go London in that situation. But these are 50-50 calls, really. Even London and Shaheed, the way Shaheed's played, it is a 50-50 call, meaning we're probably going to, if we're lucky, get this right. Well, 50-50, but I think we land better than that. I would say like 60% of the time you're going to get this right, and 50% sum total you're going to get both these questions right. Chat, let's go to the chat. Ask the audience. It's always a little more accurate than even my advice, so I'm going to give you total authority, chat, to overrule me on this one. Akers, Ford, please vote on that one, and London, Shaheed. And I would say listen to the chat 100%, because I'm literally wavering. I'm teeter-tottering, so let's go with the more of a group think on this one. Tank Dell and BT, 2 flex, 1-1. Debo for Tank Dell and BT. I probably say hold off on Debo. He may only missed a couple games. I would say I'd rather hold off and I want Debo. Debo's a league winner. I know it feels painful to be without him right now, but if you can weather the storm, I'd want more than that. Trade Debo. Oh, that's the same one. Yeah, I want more than that. Call me greedy. I don't know. I just feel like Debo, we can't think he's out for like 8 weeks. He may try and rush back and get injured. I'm just telling you that's a concern, but doesn't mean he's not going to be better in one more game. Hi, Smitty. Appreciate all you do. 12 team. Have PPR. Mahomes, Kyron, Javante, JJ, Rashee Rice, Jamar Chase. Oh, my God. Laporta, any trade upgrades? No, you don't need to do anything. I mean, running back would be nice, I guess, if you were to go. I just don't want you to get rid of JJ, Rashee Rice, and Jamar Chase. That's crazy. How about JSN or Laporta? Let Laporta pop for a week. Use Charbonnet this week. You're fine this week. Use Charbonnet. Maybe you can trade Charbonnet to the Walker owner, but use JSN or Laporta if they both have good games to maybe upgrade or get a running back. Like, let's say ETN bombs again this week. Let's say Josh Jacobs has a bad game. I think there's an opening to trade a JSN or a Laporta if Laporta pops off, and Charbonnet even. Bigsby even. If Bigsby, you got Bigsby. So if you go after ETN, then you hold Bigsby and you just kind of cuff them together. Bigsby and ETN make a bunch of sense for your team. But I think you wait. I think you let the week play out. It's a good team. I'm not too worried. Charbonnet is going to be just fine. I'm almost afraid to tell you to make a move, and Sharps does so good. You're like, damn, I would have scored more if I just waited a week to do anything. 2 PPR for running backs rate the trade Derrick Henry versus Puka and Braylon. I mean, I'd rather have Derrick Henry because Puka, you don't know how long Puka's out, and Braylon Allen is a backup. He plays very good football, and we love him. His upside's to the moon. He could win a league if he gets in there, but that's woulda, shoulda, coulda type stuff, you know? I definitely take Derrick Henry over the injured player that we don't know how long he's going to be out of action, bro. RS, appreciate you. $10 hauler. Start Jennings or Dell. I'm going Dell. Already have a handcuff on my team, Kyron and Corm. I have HN. As of now, is it crazy having 2 cuff situations on my team? No, I talk about it every day. RS, cuffing certain situations is a must. Absolute must. Thank you for the super chat. And hopefully that helps. Start 4. Wide receivers. Dell is one of them. I don't even need to look. Dell is one of them. J-Mo's another. Coleman. Naylor. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailer. Joe, appreciate you. Lamar, CMC, Cook, Stevenson, Brooks, Benson, Addison, Mooney, Ferguson. Okay. Trade suggestions. I mean, God, where's, do you have Mason? Where's Mason? Where's Mason? I mean, I only hammered it home all offseason. Cook, Stevenson, Brooks. I mean, you're probably trying to trade Brooks, and God, the wide receivers are so bad. Joe, I'm sorry. Your super chat, I'm just being honest because you asked me for my help. I'm trying to be very blunt about what to do. Flowers and Brooks, Stevenson and Brooks, Cook and Brooks. I mean, you need to go get Mason, bro. You honestly need to give up Brooks and, God, your wide receivers, though. Brooks and Flowers for Rice. Brooks for Worthy. Flowers for Worthy straight up. Brooks for Dell. That might be a good start. And then I'm trying to upgrade Cook or Stevenson using Flowers maybe. I'm not saying I want to. You got Pickens though. Pickens is nice. Get Mason. Can you get Mason? Get Mason somehow. Brooks and Flowers for Mason would be worth it. I don't care if it thins you out at wide receiver. You got to figure it out, bro. You know, there's a lot of wide receivers to pick up too. My favorite channel, any advice on a 12-team league. Burrow, Love, Gibbs, Mason, Ford, M.A. Shea, Wilson, Debo, Waddle. It's a really good team, man. I don't think so. I think I'm holding strong with the squad unless I can go to the CMC owner, either acquire CMC using. You could give up Debo for CMC, or you just try and trade a Mason, and let's call it I guess Mason alone and see what they have. You know, maybe they'll give you something. Maybe you could get a doubted Kyron. Maybe you could get a doubted JT. Maybe you could get a potential ETN and Rashee Rice for Mason because this guy's freaking out. Those are the only moves I can see. Getting CMC or trading Mason. I like your team a lot. You got Garendo. I think Mason's involved all year anyway. It kind of becomes the Monty of your Gibbs in a way. And that's going to be good for production still. He just might not be a top 5 running back. So I'd say try and acquire something along those lines, or you just stand pat. Smitty, it's a 10-man league, not an 8. Okay, picked Love off of waivers because someone dropped him. Okay, 10-man instead of 8. I got you. Mega's nice team. Nice job. Nice building. I appreciate you. This one here is from Ivan. Who should I drop for right, Warren or JSN? I guess Warren for right now, but at any moment he could get the job, and then like you're scrambling to pick him up, so it's not an easy call. DJ Moore, Zach Moss, Monty for Cook and Pickens. I take Cook and Pickens personally, but that's really close. I mean, there's pros and cons to both sides. It's just a matter of preference on what players you believe in. I don't believe in DJ Moore's situation at all. Who's better, Najee or Singletary? Probably Najee based on volume, but, you know, and I don't believe in Singletary staying healthy or anything like that, so I'd probably take that, but I'd flip him. Pick 2, Akers, Demarcus Robinson, Quentin Johnson, Jennings, Higgins. I'm going to go Higgins and probably... I'm going to say Higgins and Jennings is pretty safe. Higgins and Akers is pretty safe. It's Higgins and one of those guys. A lot of people like Jennings this week, bro. I'd probably lean Akers and Higgins, and I'm not a big Akers guy long-term whatsoever, but I like him this week a lot, and then I sell him. Drop T-Law for Geno. Start Andrews or Likely. I'd start Likely, personally, and I think, and that's a risk, but I think Geno's better than T-Law. I don't love this question, I'll be honest with you. Kind of like worried about your team a little bit if you got to start Geno Smith, and I do like Geno a little bit. Hey, Smitty, PPR, 1 tight end, Likely or Brent Strange? I'm going to go Likely, bro. You can't sit Likely. He's really, really solid. Wide receivers between Brandon Cooks, Keon Coleman, or Alec Pierce. I'm going to go Coleman. If I got to pick another one, I'd go Pierce, and then I'd go Cooks, I guess, in that order. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. Chris from Vegas back with another drop. Garendo for Whittington or Naylor. I wouldn't drop Garendo if you've got Mason. If I don't own Mason or CMC, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, look, you're playing with fire either way, right? If you drop Garendo and nothing happens to Mason, Garendo's not going to probably be picked up, or maybe the Mason owner will. But if Mason goes down, then you're going to kick yourself. But that's, predicting injury, it's hard to do. I will say that Mason hasn't had the workload he's getting since high school, so there is risk to injury. But I do think Whittington's the better wide receiver, and if you need the wide receiver, I get it. Or Lazard next week. Lazard's playing so steady, you probably just keep him. I don't want Mason. What do you think Brooks will do once activated? I think Brooks, Chris, I know you're a Panthers fan. I don't know if Brooks is going to get more than 3.8 yards per carry. How could he? It sucks he's in that situation. I know it's your situation. I'm sorry to say that. But you guys completely botched the Bryce Young situation. I hope the kid can get traded out of there. I don't know what's in store for Carolina, bro. They're probably the worst team in the National Football League. And I know you know that, and you don't need to hear it again. But, I mean, Brooks is your one lone bright spot. I hope you don't get him injured. His first season back from an ACL tear midseason, he comes back and you guys break him. I'm just hoping not, bro. Carr, Love, CD, Rice, Devontae Smith, Dell, Nico, Jacobs, Kamara. Trade ideas. Yeah, I'd probably say, wait for Love, CD and Rice, Devontae Smith, Nico, and Dell are fantastic. Jacobs, Kamara. I like the squad a lot. I guess I maybe consolidate. You can't sell Dell, so it'd be like Devontae Smith, maybe waiting after this week he pops off. You can maybe trade Kamara before he gets injured. Devontae Smith and Kamara for a Gibbs or a top 5 running back. Past that, bro, you got so much depth. I mean, I maybe try and do some small maneuver like Kamara and Brooks or Brooks and Jacobs for a slight bump, and a Barkley or a Gibbs or a JT type of move if you feel like that's an upgrade. I think Kamara is very strong, bro. Very strong. But he is also 29 years old, so there's a really high risk of injury at some point this season, or he hits a wall because he's 29. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, and we probably have a bigger channel on Kamara last year and this year than you'll find. So we love Kamara around these parts, but there is a chance that he does all of a sudden just smash into a wall, and just it's hard to it's going to be hard to stomach. Pick 3 to start: Keon Coleman, Javonte, Tony Pollard. Probably Pollard this week. Thank you, Ricardo. Pollard and probably Coleman and probably DeMarcus. Oscar. Those are pretty safe and easy calls, I think. You could go 100 different ways. We got 3 $20 haulers dropping them back to back with Chris 44, World Glass dropping a $20 hauler, Oscar dropping a $20 hauler. You guys are absolute straight up monsters. All 3 of you just dropping 20 wads like left and right. And I did want to answer this one real quick. This was Zach Moss or Rashad White. I'm going to go Zach Moss. Rashad White's on the verge of losing his job. And then thanks, did it live, acquired Worthy for Pickens. I like Worthy. I like Worthy more. I know some might not, but I love Worthy. Start 4, London, Dell, JSN, Keon, McLaurin, Whittington. I'm going London, Dell, and probably JSN for safety, Keon Coleman for upside. Thank you for that super chat. That's a good question. And then the RS one was the $10 hauler. Thanks for the hard work. No question for now. Thank you, RS. Appreciate you dropping that wad of appreciation. You absolute monster, you. Okay, so these 3 super chats deserve a standing ovation.
Alert. Super chat alert.
I was trying to spike one of those $20 bills on my Lucille. That $20 hauler from World Glass, 12-team point PPR, 6 points per TD, 0 and 2. What moves to make Mahomes, JJ, Cup, Worthy, Higgins, Watson, Kincaid, Kyron? Okay. Wow. I'll probably say Mahomes, JJ, Cup, Worthy. I don't know, man, that there's much to move here. Because I don't want to move JJ. I don't want to move Mahomes. I don't want to move Worthy. I'd be very interested in moving Higgins. I don't want to move Kyron. I don't want to move Kincaid. So it's like Higgins and Swift. Maybe Higgins and Dowdle. Akers after this week. Brooks. Brooks is a very easy move because people are excited about him. So Brooks and Higgins for ETN, Rashee Rice. I don't care if you got Worthy or not. I'm still going after him, especially because you have Mahomes. It's just going to be so damn fun to watch. But those are the moves to make. ETN, Jacobs, DK, Devontae Smith. Those are all maneuvers I would be deploying, bro. Then that's the only move. I like everything else in your team. I know you want to hear a definite like answer of go do this or go do that, and I think I'm giving you that with that package. But that's the only package I'm cooking up to send away. I like the rest of your team, and I'd be doing you a disservice if I told you to trade it. What's up, Smitty? Any trade suggestions? 10 team PPR: Hurts, Gibbs, Achane, Jefferson, Rashee Rice, McBride, Connor, Devontae Smith, Tank Dell, Keon Coleman, JSN, Najee. 2-0 attaboy. Chris doing it live. Hurts, Gibbs, Achane. I mean, bro, you can't do better than this team. There's nothing to move. Unless you were to maybe trade James Conner and Devontae Smith for a Jamar Chase type player, which I would do in Smash. James Conner, Devontae Smith. You could even say, I'm going to take a gamble on a St. Brown and say he is who I thought he was. Or you go get MHJ. Past that, broski, there ain't nothing to do with this team but sit back, collect checks, and have people beg for mercy later when you stomp them into the ground. This one here, 0-2. Dude is interested in my Lamar and Connor. I have Dak and Rodgers to then start if I don't get a QB back. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather roll with Dak. That's a pretty intriguing QB situation to just kind of let ride and go get full value somewhere else versus diluting the value you get back in a running back or wide receiver because they're including this quarterback. His team has Lamb, Pickens, Ridley, JT, Henry, Kamara. So Lamar deserves Lamb if you can give up something in addition. You know what I mean? Like if you're giving up a J.K. Dobbins, look, it might sound like a lot, but I'm doing it. Give up something of that degree, not a St. Brown, not a second round wide receiver or running back equivalent, nothing like that, pal. But if you're just to go after a 1-for-1 for Lamar, I mean, JT seems like a really good fit because he hasn't done a lot. Kamara's also nice. Either one of those straight up for Lamar in your situation is a pretty nice move. A pretty safe and nice move, my guy. I like that. Thank you for the $20 hauler. Jorge dropping a 5 says Cam Akers or Jerome Ford. Smitty, I think I've answered this a bunch of different ways. I'd probably say I keep going back and forth. I think Akers is a bit safer. Ford is a little riskier because of the carry situation right now, but I'm going to probably say Ford. And then there was another question on this question, I think. Jorge, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Did Jorge's question. And Neighbors or Pickens for my flex. You got to go Neighbors, man. You can't sit Neighbors. Not on my watch, Jorge. You just can't. That goes back to my Worthy question. It's like, get Worthy and Neighbors both in there. It's okay. I'll be at Raiders versus Panthers game tomorrow. Hopefully they will hear my displeasure. Shout out to the mods handling the bots. Appreciate you, Chris from Vegas, dropping all the super chats tonight. You're the man, the myth, the legend. And I do, there's a lot of pain involved in watching a team rebuild. But when you stick through it and it's good, it's so worth it. So, enjoy the climb as much as it's painful. Full PPR, start 2 from each group. Choose one flex. Mason, Kyron, B-Rob, Zach Moss. Very hard to say this out loud, but you can't sit Mason. As much as I love Kyron, but Kyron's got to be in there somehow. How is this? Your team's so good if this is the case. Wide receiver, Chase, London, Godwin. You can't sit Jamar Chase. I don't care how good Godwin's playing. Jamar Chase is going to pop off in this game too. Who do I start? Carr, Cook, Mason, Justin Jefferson, Reed, Dalton Kincaid, Shaheed, Akers, Zerline, Bowers, bench, Steele, Mixon's out. There's nothing here for you to do. I mean, your whole bench is out. The only player you could maybe play is Carson Steele or McConkey, right? So am I taking out James Cook or Mason? No, I'm not. Am I taking out Reed or Cam Akers or Steele is the only question here. We almost don't need any of this other stuff, Bruce. I'd say probably Akers is safer. And if you want to swing big and you're okay not blaming me for it, I mean, Steele is a little bit more upside, I think, but just a whole lot more risk. So depending on your matchup, you may have to roll with Akers just to be safe and be a safe Sonny boy and just roll out Akers, I think. But I love Steele. If we get word like Steele's going to get, like in the morning, if we hear Steele's going to handle a majority of the first and second down work, I think we put him in, bro. I got Mayfield, Jefferson, Evans, Dobbins, Barkley, Higgins, Butker, Richardson. Okay. Walker defense on the bench, Dots. I mean, I don't know if this is Anthony Richardson. You have the guy I have in the graphic, the guy I hung up on 4 calls on the earlier show. If you're sitting Anthony Richardson for Baker Mayfield, I don't care what Baker's done in 2 weeks. You're not sitting Anthony Richardson, who is QB3 or QB4 coming out of week 1. And as far as like a trade, like Dobbins on the high would be nice. Dobbins and Higgins for one better player. I'd smash the hell out of that idea. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting Richardson. What do I look like? Carr, Jacobs, Mason, Collins, Lamb, Chops, Laporta, Olave, Lamb.
Get lambed.
Look at him. Bench is Richardson. Is this the same question? This is not the same question. I see a Richardson on this bench too. These are back-to-back bunk bed bobbies. Flush. You're going to flush this down the toilet. What are we doing? I mean, look, Carr's been amazing. Baker's been amazing. But guys, there is such a thing as a potential explosion type of start to a season. I mean, I can't sit Anthony Richardson for Baker or Carr. I don't care how good they played in week 1 and week 2. I don't care. But maybe I'm in trouble on that. Maybe my mind's not right. Maybe I'm having trouble accepting what's going on. But I'm definitely swapping that out. And the rest of this, I mean, you look solid. You look solid. The only thing you could even consider would be like in that flex spot. Olave, you maybe go Dobbins. It's tough. Chad, are we going to Olave or Dobbins? Olave or Dobbins? Please punch that. But yeah, I'm not sitting AR5, bro. It's just not happening. JD5 or Cousins? JD5, that's pretty easy for me. Worthy or Jacobs or Reed? I'd probably go Jacobs for safety. Worthy is a higher risk, higher reward play. Chuba or Akers? I'm going to go Akers. Pacheco injury's killing you. I'm sorry, bro. Was offered Mason for Henry. I'd take Mason in a heartbeat. I've got this one here, Whittington over McLaurin or Ertz. I'd go Whittington this week. We've got Sean Diddy in the house right here. Sean, appreciate P. Diddy, appreciate you joining the chat here. We got Castro. We got Diddy says Dynasty Stroud. Okay, wide receivers. D. Wilson. You mean Garrett Wilson? Connor, Parkinson, Flex, Nico. Okay, first of all, the disrespect going on with Nico. Nico's your starter. Garrett D. Wilson, especially, is your flex. Mason, I guess maybe you. Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that. Mason, Gibbs. Mason's a flex. Gibbs is a flex. Connor's in your running back. Come on, the disrespect here. The order of things matter. Okay, if you're the kind of guy, Sean, which it sounds like you might be, the kind of guy that's gonna organize things this way, out of order, you're not putting the proper respect and care into your lineup. Like, I can't stand when somebody leaves in their starting running back slot, the third running back. Like, I'm the kind of guy that resets my lineup and I bench my running backs, get them on the bench, put my starters in appropriately. I can't stand looking at a team that doesn't have it in order. Am I right? Raise your hand if you're doing this as well. So I'm already concerned. Move Brooks and Keon for Rice or something. Absolutely love that idea. I would certainly move Brooks if I could. I'd even move Brooks and Nakua for Rice if that's what it required, because he's going to be out for such a long period of time. But Rice is a great buy low. You could even trade Brooks in something small like Whittington if he has a good day for Worthy, etc. That would be good. Diddy, appreciate your $20 hauler, by the way. And just real quickly, Diddy, just to make sure I cover my bases here, because I don't want you feeling like I didn't give you the proper $20 hauler advice. Look, I love Mason. I love Gibbs. I'm looking at your team, and this is a phenomenal squad. You know, Nico, Wilson, Stroud. You can't go wrong. Connor and maybe a Whittington. Connor and a Brooks. Connor, I mean, you got Benson, though, so it's nice. Would I try and get into a potential Kyron or Barkley or JT using the Connor Benson with Nakua or something like that? Certainly would try. You know, Jamar Chase, if you will. That I've seen people do that. They give up the Cardinal backs with another player, and it's been Debo, it's been Puka, it's been somebody actually playing that's a little lesser name. I've seen it happen. People have gotten a JT or a Barkley or a player of that caliber in that type of trade. Smitty, 10-team 1-1, have Mahomes, Achane, Wright, Mason, CMC, Garendo. I love that you cuffed them. Amari, AD, Bowers, Andrews, Likely. You got to get rid of one of these tight ends, bro. Almost traded away Bowers for Dell and Ferguson. I don't know if it's okay. It's okay trade, but I mean, Bowers is going to be good. Who to start at flex? If flex, Likely, Andrews, AD, or Amari. I'm going to go Likely if it's me, and I'm definitely keep trying to trade one of those tight ends, bro. Amari and one of those tight ends for Rashee Rice. Amari and one of those tight ends for I'd even give up one of those tight ends for Worthy. I'd even give up one of those tight ends for DK or St. Brown with Amari. I'd even contemplate giving up one of those tight ends with London to get a St. Brown, or give Amari and London and one of the tight ends for Jamar Chase or MHJ. Swing big, Merrill, swing big. $20 hauler, make moves or stay put. CJ Stroud, Bijan, Achane, Kenneth Walker, Braylon Allen, Wright, Olave, Dell, JSN, Reed. I like the squad a lot. I'd maybe contemplate selling Olave or JSN and let's say Walker, especially when he's coming back, to get one slight wide receiver upgrade. St. Brown makes sense. People need running backs enough right now that they might consider Walker, a good investment because they know what he's capable of doing. And Olave and Walker for a doubted Jamar Chase. I don't think you'll get MHJ, but you can try. St. Brown's even intriguing to me because I still feel like he's a top 12 overall player. I think St. Brown's getting thrown around as if he's not even a top 15 guy right now. And it's kind of wild to me. So those would be good moves, I think. This one here, thank you, bro. Masonites Unite. We appreciate you. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate you. Two for flex. Here we go again, Scott. Monty, Sharbs, or Z-Carb. Monty, Z-Carb, Neighbors, Ford Moss. I'm going to go... This question's crazy. I guess I'm going to go Neighbors and I mean, Neighbors and Ayuk is pretty. Neighbors and Sharps is pretty safe. You got to make some trades. You can't get this right even. 2 for the flex. Neighbors. I don't know, bro. This question is a word salad, by the way. I don't know if after that question mark you have an additional question that you're not prefacing. You're just all of a sudden stopping and saying, I would say Ayuk safer than London. London's got more upside but more risk. And of this one right here, I'm going to say Neighbors and Charbonnet. Monty's very safe, though. Neighbors and Monty's fine as well. I don't know on that word salad. Scott, thanks. Appreciate you. Alex, appreciate your super chat. I got trade in my Dynasty League getting Rashee Rice and Algier for Kamara. I'm fine with that trade. Oh, and a 25 first rounder in a set. Wait, whoa. It keeps getting longer. Yeah, it's a Dynasty, though. Rashee Rice could get suspended for 6 to 8 games, though, next year. You know that, but it's a good trade. I like Rice enough, and I think that he's gonna plant his flag in that offense all year long to the point where he's gonna have his longevity there no matter what suspension he gets. Team is Hurts, Kamara, JT, Rice. Okay, trade Kamara for Jamar Chase, absolutely, or Kamara for and Waddle or London for Jamar Chase and Kenneth Walker. I don't like the second one as much. Go get that first one and smash the hell out of that. That's a great trade. James, appreciate you. Who should I drop? Michael Wilson or Tolbert? I'd drop Michael Wilson's not getting the target, so I'd drop Michael Wilson. I kind of like Tolbert a little bit more. And I like A.D. Mitchell more than Michael Wilson, yeah. Or just keep who I have. I think it's okay to rotate that out, James. I don't really, nothing standing out about it, but I would say I think I dropped Michael Wilson for Tolbert in one league, if that makes you feel better. I got a trade in a Dynasty League getting Rashee Rice and Tyler Algier for Kamara. Yeah, I think I already either asked this twice, or I definitely love this trade. You know, again, I think he plants his flag. Does this trade make sense? I get Brian Thomas Jr. for Ford. I have Amon-Ra. Yeah, I mean, look, Brian Thomas Jr. is a dog. And while I like Ford, there's a chance he doesn't do it all year long. We like them. They're both good plays for sure. I don't think you're going wrong either way, but I'd take BT. I have Nico, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Rice. Already started Wilson. Who to start with the last 2 spots? 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. So I'm going to go, you already got Garrett Wilson in there. I'm going to go Nico. I'm going to go in this order. Nico, then Rice, then Devontae Smith, if that helps you. Thank you, pal. Appreciate your super chat. And this one from Uncle Dud. He says, pick my flex, Aaron Jones, Reed, or BT. I'm going Reed. Pick my tight end, Likely or Pitts. I'm going to go Likely, but that's a close call on the tight end question. And this final super chat, and then we're cleared up and we can open the phone lines and maybe draft. And I'll answer super chats as we go. It's cleared up, so super chats will get answered quickly, and especially $20 haulers will go immediately. Hurts, Connor, Kyron, JJ, Rice, Laporta, JMO, Amari Cooper. Trade ideas, different flex start. No, I like who you have in there, I believe. I'm not swapping anybody out. I do like Reed a lot, but I don't think you can swap him out in this lineup. You got JMO's pretty solid. Reed and JMO are close, though. I would not have an objection. But maybe you're trading Connor and Reed, or Connor and JMO for like a JT on the low. I don't think you'll get Barkley, but try Kyron. You could definitely get ETN, might even be a consideration. But maybe you like Connor more than ETN, and I'm okay with that. But reach for those other guys. Past that, not a lot you can do until I think after this week, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anything else to do. Hang tight on that one. Rock out. I answered your super chat already, pal, but I'll do it again for you. Worthy and Jacobs or Reed. I said I'd go Jacobs for safety, Worthy for high risk, high reward. But, you know, Jacobs is going to get a lot of volume, but he could also be focused on, and I think the defense is not going to want to give him what he got last week. So I personally would probably go Worthy if I want the high risk side of that, but it's a close call, Rock out. It is super close. Jared, appreciate you. 10-man league. JD5, Walker, Sharps, Ramondre, Pollard, Chase Brown. I always want to say Chris Brown. Braylon Allen, Hill, Olave, Worthy, JSN. I'm 0-2. I'm trading Pollard or Ramondre or Walker or you got Walker and Sharps. You could trade both of them with a Olave because I love Worthy as my 3. So and JSN I could trade too, but Olave and one of those RBs for Barkley, for Kyron, for Achan, for JT, for Jamar Chase, for St. Brown. And if you have any of those guys, I don't think you do. That's an easy call, bro. That's the package I'm looking for. Just a grip of players too. Like you could probably land one of those. Hey Smitty, I got offered Mason and Neighbors for London and Kincaid. I smashed the hell out of the Mason Neighbors side. That's an easy call. Easy call, G Money. Maybe as easy as they come. G Dog, appreciate you with the super chat. Can't decide Gibbs or Devontae Smith in the flex. Here, let me decide for you. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. Okay, so we're going to pop up Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Make sure you hit that link that's pinned in the live chat right now. I'll drop the link one more time. We're jumping straight into an Underdog draft. We're going to go into the Week 3 Battle Royale. Okay, so let me enable this real quickly, show you guys what we're working with here. Where's my damn camera when you need it? Oh, I know where it is. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to jump into the Battle Royale. Click the button right now on the Battle Royale. Grab the spot right now. It's a $5 entry, $30K to first place, 57,000 entrants right now. So grab that spot. I'm going to hit the button now. I'm going to jump in. Oh, I got to do it from my phone. Hold on. Hang tight. Hopefully I still get in the same one as you guys. And don't worry, we're going to do a couple of these. My bad. Battle Royale. All right, I'm hitting it right now. All right, once it's loaded, I'll pull it up. But this one here from Chris from Vegas. I got 2 super chats here. Jeff says, need to start a flex in 2 leagues. Javonte or Waddle. I'm going to go Waddle. Very easy. Flowers or Moss. I'm going to go Flowers. Those are easy calls. Don't overthink it, man. I mean, you could get it wrong every week, but it's the nature of football. Pierce, Whittington, or Naylor. I'm going to go Whittington, my guy. He just has a lot of upside. They love this kid, and I love him. You know, when you watch him play, he's just such an exciting player. All right, hold on a second. I gotta try and get in here again. There it is. Okay, so it looks like I got the 5 spot. I'll go to board view here. We're going to do more of these. Don't worry. If you missed out on getting into that exact draft, I'm sorry about the delay. We'll jump into at least 2 more. At least 2 more. These go really quick. There's 36 selections. There's 30 seconds a pick. We rip through them. We rip through them. They're so quick. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Don't ask for a full marker board eval. I can't pay attention while I draft and man the fort. So if you call in and go, I've got blah 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 blah, I'm gonna go, really Really? Oh,
Finish him.
So make sure you have a real focalized question. I can't do the whole player breakdown right now. It's just not going to work. Travis, you're live. Went CD Lamb, then Devon Achane, and then Alvin Kamara. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Travis?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just trying to hammer out, let's say, at least 3 drafts, I would say.
Did you see the attack we had in the chat?
No, what?
I didn't see that. I think it was a bunch of bots just over and over and over again.
Oh, okay.
Attacking the chat.
Sorry, mods. Mods were tough, hard at work.
No, me and Blackbeard, we got it.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. I'm going to go Masonite here. Masonites unite. I took Masonite at the... Oh, hold on. I guess I got to manually scroll over. It's stupid. Okay, Jordan Mason's the guy I took with my 5th pick. It went J.J. McBride after that. On the clock, I'm going to say, do I go MHJ, Nico, or Amon-Ra? MHJ, Nico, Amon-Ra.
Oh, man.
Let's go MHJ.
Not Nico because of the matchup.
I'm going to go MHJ.
I go one of the other two.
I still think Nico could have a good day, but yes, the matchup is going to make it tough. Going to make it tough. I have him ranked as my
context of these drafts.
I got him ranked as my number 4 wide receiver, Nico. But I will say this is very, very bold, very aggressive, very aggressive.
No, I don't disagree though, but I'm just thinking in context of like the underdog drafts.
Yeah.
Think a little more matchup based, but.
All right, hold on once, or Tyler, or let me go, Travis, real quick with this question, and then I'll put you on hold, Travis. But what do you got? What do you got before I roll around the phone line?
Would you flex either Rashad White, Stephon Diggs, or Amari Cooper? Kind of leaning towards giving Rashad White one more shot, but
I'm going Diggs.
Rashad Diggs, okay.
If anybody's gonna turn the ghost theory around on the Vikings, I think it's gonna be Stroud of the boys. Stroud's a really good quarterback. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity. I still don't think. It's. Is it gonna be lights out all game long? No, but there's gonna be an opportunity where I think the Texans turn the page on this game and take off, but we'll see. But Diggs is he's a good touchdown bet. Like that could even be like 20 yards and a score. I can't trust Rashad White. I just can't. I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
And with Amari Cooper, are you panicking on him if he doesn't do anything this week?
Oh yeah, I'm already panicked. I mean, I didn't draft him.
2 straight bad weeks, and
I may have drafted him in
this
an auto.
The team I took over, so I didn't draft him.
I got him a couple autos, like when I timed out on Underdog, but that's it. That's the only time you ever saw me own Amari Cooper. I can't stand Amari Cooper. I like Amari Cooper, but
the team I took over.
I can't stand his situation. All right, hang tight. Tyler, you're live.
Yep. Thanks for answering my previous question, Ford over Rome.
I don't remember,
so
but you're
my
welcome.
Real question would be, would you pick up Rome and drop P. Ryan or Hunt to get Rome for later?
Hunt. Hunt's not even active, bro. I mean, I like Hunt. There's value there. Let me pick MHJ here. There's value.
If Hunt gets active, he's definitely better than P. Ryan.
Well, I don't know about that. That's not actually true. They put him on the practice squad, and they're unsure what he has to bring to the table. He hasn't played football in a while, bro. So P. Ryan's a good pass catcher. I don't think that's accurate at all. Think about what the Cowboys did. They brought in Zeke Elliott. He isn't good. Doesn't mean just because they bring him in, he's good. They worked him out. They brought him in. They think he's probably still got it. They hope. They think, but there's no guarantee whatsoever. I'm gonna go Bowers here. Carolina Bowers is gonna have a day. But no, I don't think that. I think, am I rooting for Carson Steele? Yeah. Do I think I have bias involved? I don't think so. I think I'm just giving you the reason I'm so excited about Carson Steele is because I think Carson Steele will do well. Kind of an oxymoron when somebody says you're biased because you just want Steele to do well. Like, what do you think I do all day? Is I try and predict what's going to happen, and of course I'm going to back that prediction. Like, it's not like I've had a lot of time to dig my heels in. This is like been an exciting player that the team signed, and he's gonna. I'm not worried. Hunt's got value. I'm not saying to not monitor him, but I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here. I don't know that Hunt is just gonna come in. Ziggy, how old is Kareem Hunt?
From ProFootballReference.com, Kareem Hunt is 29 years old.
Yeah, it's just he's been out of football for so long, bro. I mean, from like a every down, he's constantly, you know, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been out of football that long, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't been in that role. It's
3 yards of carry last year too.
Yeah, it's not like he's a rover now. But who are you dropping him for again?
I would either drop P. Ryan or Hunt to eventually get Rome. I need a wide receiver, and that's like the best one I could pick up. Or
I mean, he's a good receiver.
One that I asked earlier.
He's a good receiver to add for sure, but I don't know.
Now that Allen's always hurt.
I don't know, broski. I think there's a debate whether you even need to do this. Maybe you hold on to both the RBs. You know, like maybe it's smarter for you to have Hunt and P. Ryan so you have the KC starter. But, you know, I do like Rome. Keenan Allen can't stay healthy. So there's a real good shot that Keenan Allen let's see here. Kyron Williams usually falls here.
Sorry.
I was going to say Kyron Williams usually falls here, but not in when we're drafting with our group, but he usually is there in the third or the fifth round in this draft. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. So my team is as follows. I've got Kyler Murray, Jordan Mason, Josh Jacobs, Marvin, DK, Brock Bowers. Pretty solid. I wonder what I'm going to get scored here. Go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, excuse me, the one thing I will say in terms of the pass catching role, P. Ryan is like just a really solid pro in the pass catching game. And there's a good chance that he just takes that role, and even if he doesn't do any more than that, you know, holds on to that part of the offense. Because he's everywhere he goes, he's good, and coaches trust him, and everywhere he goes, he just seems to slide into that role, no problem.
Jumping one more, guys. Jumping one more. 50% match on your first deposit. Link has been dropped in the live chat. Link is code Smitty, but the link inserts code Smitty for you. 50% match up to $1,000. Use code Smitty. Links in the description. Hit the green button on a Battle Royale Week 3. Battle Royale Week 3 $5 contest, and we'll jump into another one right now. Let me load it up and put it on my screen here. So hang tight. Let me see. Yeah, P. Ryan. The only thing is P. Ryan is kind of navigating around the NFL, and whenever someone's kind of a journeyman, there's worry about whether they're gonna be consistent for a long enough. That's why I like Steele. I like Steele a lot more. He's the guy they chose. Like, think about it from this perspective. If Hunt was so good, why was he not on the roster? Why when injury strikes do they go and get a player they could have rostered this entire time for a cheap amount, but instead they neglected to bring in Hunt? Why? They brought in Hunt because he's familiar with the system, the situation, and he could be a good body to throw into the arsenal because he's familiar with everything. But if they thought he was the best running back on the roster, why would he not have been on the roster already? Like, think about it logically. I'm not saying he can't climb up. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. I'd probably rather have a Dunze than Hunt right now. Hunt is not active. All right, I got to go, Tyler. Think what you want. Sounds like we're not going to change your mind. That's okay. Tyler to the moon. Fitzy, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. Would you trade Jamison Williams and Puka Nacua for James Cook?
Jamison Williams and Puka Nacua for James Cook.
Like, how do you view James Cook, like, rest of season? Like, I've been thinking about that myself.
Hold on one second. Let me draft real quick. CD Lamb Chops. Let's go. Give me that trade one more time, bro.
Jamison Williams and Puka for James Cook.
Okay. My first reaction was like, hell no. But then you think, okay, he's out 4 to maybe even 8 weeks. Or really, it was 5 to 7. But I think there's a strong chance that even when he comes back, like week 8, week 9, he's gonna be very, very questionable workload wise and how healthy he's gonna be. And he's such an injury prone guy. If he rushes it back, it's not gonna end well. I guess I would say that because he's an RB, because this guy is irrelevant right now, not saying it's not a good move to go get Puka Nacua or hold Puka Nacua or whatever in a lot of different scenarios, but I don't know, bro. I'd take the running back that seems very, very embedded in the system right now. I'm not saying I wouldn't look to trade Cook on the high, but Cook has more value than J-Mo and Puka right now.
So how do you view James Cook rest of season?
I don't know. I don't love him. I like him. I don't love him.
I don't either.
I think you cuff him to Davis, you're pretty good. But that RB, I like Puka. I do. But J-Mo versus Cook. Cook is better. Cook is better.
Right.
Go get Puka doing
Cook
something smaller.
Cook should float around, that 8 to 12 range, as long as he's getting the work. Right, running back 8,
I'm envisioning
he can be obviously side. He can
scoring
be a lot higher. But
I just have a hard time envisioning Cook scoring consistently.
Gibbs or MHJ? Gibbs or MHJ? Gibbs or MHJ?
Gibbs.
Let's go.
Gibbs.
Let's do it live. I already got a wide receiver, so we'll do it. We'll do it. I like MHJ, but okay. Yeah, Fitzy, I'm not trading. Trade Cook and something else for JT or for ET. Or,
No, I'm trading some Williams and Puka for.
I wonder if you could get ETN and a Worthy or something like that for James Cook. I don't know.
Oh, you're getting James Cook in the deal.
Yeah, I'm getting James Cook. I'm trading James.
I'm sorry.
And Puka.
Yeah, then I'm getting Cook. Then I'm maybe trying to trade him. Okay. I look, he's got more value. He's a starting running back.
Value's high.
He's a starting running back. All right, Fitz, you got to go. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Marsman Rockout. What's up, Marsman Rockout? Did I already go to you yet? No. Rock out in the building.
Hello?
Hello?
Would you drop Yoshi Vots for Naylor or Wilmington? Because I already got Higgins.
Yeah, I'd rather have Whittington. But I'm a wild man.
Yoshi Vots.
I'm a wild man, though. Michael H., appreciate the blank $4.99, pal. Appreciate you. Make sure you put your question in there if you had one. Thank you, pal. I don't know, bro. I'm going Whittington. I know there's not a lock. He's not a lock at all. But I just love the upside. The usage is through the roof. Charles T., I'll get to your super chat in 1 second. Hang tight. And then this one right here, long-term Parkinson or Freiermuth. I'm going to go Parkinson. Especially with everything going on right now in that pass catching situation, bro. Okay, hold on. I got Kyler Stroud. I'm gonna go Kyler here. JT still there. I don't want to miss out on Kyler. I'm gonna go Kyler.
And I can't start him this week either.
Look at this team: CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyreek Hill, and Kyler.
Not bad.
Doing
Can't go wrong with that.
Doing it live. JSN or London. JSN or London's tough. I'll probably go London, but I like JSN a lot right now. We all do. JSN's easy to like. Who do you drop for Garendo? Pitts or Ferguson? You got to drop Fergie because he's been banged up, but I don't love either one of those drops, but I still think Ferguson can't discard him after 2 weeks. He was a breakout tight end potentially. JD5, Bijan, Achan, MHA, Worthy, Pitts, Shaheed, JK, benches. Is okay. Cooper. I think Quentin Johnson. If you can drop Quentin Johnson instead of Ferguson, I'd probably do that. Could be Cooper's week. The leads in targets. Maybe. Could be Deshaun Watson's week to fall on his face. Thank you, Charles T. Appreciate you. All right, on the clock here, I think, yeah, I've got. I could go Derrick Henry this week. He's still there. No, Kyron's there. I'm gonna go Kyron. I think Kyron's gonna get a lot of run. So here's my squad so far. I've got Kyler Murray. I've got Gibbs. I've got Kyron. I've got CD and Tyreek Hill. It's a crazy team. I know it's weak. It's a weekly, matchup situation, but like that's wild. That's a wild squad. All right, we're circling back around. We got Ray G Superfish in here. Harrison's in the building. Harrison's our guy that won one of the weekly winners. One of our people won the $20K first place prize weekly winners. I think it was week 7 or week 8 or whatever he won. Attaboy Harrison. I like your team too. Harrison's got Saquon, Marv, Trey McBride, A. Richardson, and Dell. I've got CD, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyreek Hill, Kyler, and Kyron. And we're coming around the mountain. Here we come. I'm 2 picks away. All right, let's go over to Niner Matt. Niner Matt, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, I got a flex question for you. Full PPR. Your boy Carson Steele, Akers, Singletary, or Keon Coleman?
Carson Steele, Akers, Singletary, Keon Coleman. I'd probably go Keon Coleman, bro. I love, like, if we hear, I've said this all show long and I'll continue to say it. If we hear some sort of breaking news, Steele is going to get all the first and second down work. And, we're watching warm-ups and the camera's just showing him the way the camera shows a player. Like, remember when Mason was going to get his start, CMC was out, the camera was just showing Mason warming up over and over. And it was like, oh my God, the kid's grown up. Here he is, that he's going to go nuts. Like, if that's the feel we get out of Carson Steele, we're changing directions. But I think Keon Coleman is going to have a breakout game. But that's me.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but it was I was struggling between Akers and Coleman.
Akers is safe.
Houston. Yeah.
You want 12 points or 8 to 12 points. Akers is safe, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. But yeah, I was just gonna wait a week with Carson Steele just to see how he pans out this week. Yeah. Like you said, he might have the highest ceiling.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes you kicking your. That's what people did with Mason. I'm gonna wait a week, and then they missed Mason's breakout game. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But let's wait and see what the buzz is on that. All right, appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna let you go because there's a lot of background noise. All right, later, bro.
All right.
Let's go over to who Balake. Hold on, Balake, 1 second. I can't decide Gibbs or Devontae Smith. Again, Gibbs is the easy call here. Come on. We sent people on laps for lesser than this. I think maybe that background noise is coming from someone else. Is that from you, Balake?
Yeah, I turned it off.
Okay. Balake, hang tight real quickly if you don't mind muting real quickly. Let me just, everybody go into the link that's pinned in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video. The code is Smitty. This link right here, I'll drop it. We'll get it done. There it is. Click it. We're going to go into the Underdog app. Click on the Battle Royale Week 3. It's the $5, not the Mini Royale, which is $10. Do the $5. You'll know you're in the right place if it's $5. Click the Battle Royale Week 3. Click the green button. I'm going to wait about 5 seconds because of the YouTube delay. And we're going to jump into one more. Shaquille Oatmeal says that Steele doesn't catch passes. He doesn't? Shaquille, he's never started. He's never caught passes as a starter. He's also never carried the football as a starter, bro. Both those things are true. All right, let's head on over to the.
Yeah, actually, he had 29 catches 1 year in college too. Which is a lot for a back.
I just find it so wild that people think he can't catch the football. Why can't he catch the football? He's never started.
Right.
They never asked him to catch the football. Okay, so I'm in the 5 spot. Hold on, let me get these super chats out of the way. Zamir White or Eckler? I'm going Zamir White. He's going to get fed. And it's the Carolina Panthers. BT, Rams Richardson. What? I don't know what the end of this question is with Richardson, bro. What are we doing with that? I don't know what you're saying. You have to clarify that. But BT Richardson, like you actually contemplating like a super flex spot BT or AR5. I don't know if I got that right. Kyler Bijan, you know my answer. AR5. Kyler Bijan, Kyron Dell, Devontae Smith, Ridley, benches, JD5, Quorum, right. Any trade suggestions? I'll probably say with this squad, bro, I don't know if you got a lot of maneuverability. You're waiting on, you can't even sell Bijan high or Kyron high or Dell high. Devontae Smith, you can't even sell high. Laporta, you can't sell high. You can't sell a single guy high. Kyler, maybe, but I think you hold him. I'm probably waiting a week. Let Ridley pop and gain some value back. Let JD5 get some value. Let Zamir White have a day. There's nothing here. And then, hold on, let me draft real quick. Let's go Barkley. I'll go Amon-Ra here. Big bounce back game from him. And then 2 wide receivers in a flex, I'd say. I don't 2 wide receivers in a flex. Okay, so you're going to go Devontae Smith and Dell. And then you got Bijan and Kyron and Laporta. And then your Ford and Ridley are your plays. I mean, I could go Zamir or Ford. Either one. Probably lean. What are we saying, guys, on the phone line? Ford or Zamir? I keep Ridley in. Ford or Zamir? Phone line.
Zamir.
Yeah, Zamir.
Yeah, the matchup's so good. The volume's going to be there. Trade my Pickens for BT and Tank Dell. I'd take Tank Dell and BT. But arguable, I suppose. On the clock over here, I already have Amon-Ra. I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs again. Go a little Detroit Lion action there. Scott with this one. Trade ideas. Allen, Rice, MHJ, Kamara, Mason, Monty, Neighbors. I like the team a lot. I would probably say Brooks and JSN. Brooks and Monty. Brooks and maybe Kamara. JSN and Kamara. Brooks and Monty and JSN. All for one player, from Rice to St. Brown to JT to Barkley to Kyron. Just bouncing all over the place there. Kamara, I like trading Kamara away in a few weeks. He's going to keep balling out, but he's 29 years old, and he could just slow at the end. I mean, we like him more than anybody, for sure, but there is a time to sell players we like, and I think Kamara eventually, but not now. I'd let him continue to do well. And you already got Rice, so that's obviously out the window for that trade. But I like this team a lot. I don't think there's much to do unless you're trading Monty and JSN. Oh, you got Waddle too. I didn't see Waddle because the wording's broken up on my screen here. I'd probably say Waddle and Monty gets you something massive. Waddle and Monty could easily get you Barkley, JT, Kyron, Achane, Jamar Chase. That's the ticket, bro. That's the easy maneuver. Doc, appreciate you. Have CMC Mason. Do I pick up Garendo? Of course you do. Benches Dowdle, Hunt, Adunze, BT, Whittington, Wright. I'd probably drop Dowdle or Hunt. Whichever one you're going to have to trust your gut, because it all comes down to opportunity. I know people are like, which one's going to get in, Wright or Garendo? Garendo or Wright? And I own both of the starters. I can't predict who's going to go down first. And that's what's going to determine the value. Sharps, Coleman, Monty, JSN. I'm going to take Sharps, and I'm going to take probably Monty for safety. I may have answered this question differently. It's that close. I'd say Monty and Sharps for me. But Coleman's going to have a breakout game, I think. Monty's very safe for a touchdown. JSN's playing very, very well. But Sharps and Monty feel like probably the best moves, in my opinion. I'm on the clock again. I got Kyler. So I got Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyreek Hill, and Kyler. I feel like that's a pretty good squad there. AB dropping the $20 hauler. Vin, appreciate your $2 hauler here. And then Megas with another $5 hauler. Appreciate you, Megas. Let me get these on screen here and go through them real quick, and then back to the phone line. If the phone line would please mute for me real quick until I come to you. Smitty, in my third league, 12-man PPR. 12-man PPR, I traded Kamara for Amon-Ra. What do you think? I think that's fine. I think I draft Amon-Ra ahead of Kamara right now today. Flex, Tank, Ford, Coleman, Worthy, McLaurin. I'm going to go with Worthy, and that's going to continue to be my answer every time I get that question. On the clock, I think, over here again, I'm going to go with Kyron again. AB with the $20 hauler. AB, appreciate you, my guy. Send you to Mars.
To Mars!
AB says 10-team PPR, 2 QBs, Lamar and Hurts, fantastic. Brees and Stevenson, wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Adams, BT, Bowers, bench. Not a lot on the bench to trade. Maybe Fields because it's a 2 QB league. AD Mitchell. Yeah, you can't really move much on the bench. Maybe Fields and Stevenson for one slightly better player. You could even go like ETN if you want to take a little bit of a gamble. I'd rather have ETN over Stevenson personally. Adams and Fields for just a slight wide receiver upgrade. It sucks you got St. Brown because I would have said St. Brown. MHJ, I don't think you can do that, but you could try Adams and Fields for MHJ. I mean, in a 2 QB league, it's a 10-man, so you might have less teams in need of a second QB, but it is a valuable asset to throw around a Fields. And I think that there's potential to get Adams upgraded, even if it's just a little bit. And honestly, I don't know if I would. Would you guys give up Fields to upgrade Adams into Rice, or do you think Adams and Rice are equal in your guys' mind? I think so highly of Rice, I feel like I'm blinded by that.
I like Rice better.
So
I like Rice better.
I think that's doable too.
Rice is better too.
Yeah, I mean Fields is not guaranteed. I mean, look, as much as I love Fields, as much as we love Fields, as much as this show predicted Fields would start week 1, damn it, it still seems like a struggle bus decision for Tomlin to anoint him the starter. So get rid of him, upgrade your wide receiver while you can, and I think it's a smart move. Mahomes, Kyron, ETN, Ayuk, Devontae Adams, Kincaid, A.J. Brown injured, Cooper Kupp injured. Man, you got Pacheco, you got blasted, bro. Neighbors on the bench. Zamir White should do good this week, so wait and have him pop off before you trade him. But I'm trading. There's Devontae Adams again. Devontae Adams, get Neighbors in your lineup. Trade Devontae Adams away. Wait on AJ and Kupp probably because you have Adams to trade. Who do you upgrade? Adams and Ayuk for one bigger monster. Get Neighbors in your lineup. That's probably the easiest. You know, the problem is in an 8-man league. It's an 8-man. No one's wanting to trade. Not only is every team stacked to the point where you're not even tickling someone's fancy, bro, by saying, hey, I'll give you Adams and Ayuk for your Jamar Chase. You could try it. I'd definitely try it. St. Brown, whatever. They're going to say, I don't need it. I'm in an 8-man league. So am I. We're in the same league. We're in an 8-man league. Not only that, but let me tell you something. Your league doesn't trade much, do they? Because 8-man leagues are not full of guys or girls that are active in the fantasy football space. These are work people. You know, they barely check it. They don't even know where to find trade offers. They definitely don't check them. Otherwise, how many sharks do you know play in 8-man leagues? Very few. They're not the most fantasy football, you know, they're not the big connoisseurs. So I don't know if you're going to even be able to pull this off. But would I trade Ayuk and Devontae Adams for a slight wide receiver upgrade? You bet your bottom dollar. So even if it's just a St. Brown, do it. If it's MHJ, do it. If it's Devontae Adams and Ayuk, I don't know. You could also go after an RB. You know, you could go after a Kyron who's on the low, and then you could still put in Malik Neighbors. Zamir White after this week, you might be able to package Zamir White and maybe an Adams for one bigger player. That's probably what I would do if I was in your situation. Thank you for the super chat. And the final super chat to get caught up, then we'll jump into another draft and go back to the phone line, would be 2 running backs and a flex, Neighbors, Henry, Jacobs, JMO. So your running backs are Jacobs and Henry. I'd like to get Sharps in there, but I think I got to go Neighbors. Neighbors, Henry, and Jacobs would be my 3 players that I'm starting, Michael. It's a very close call, though. Very, very close call. Okay, everybody jump into a draft. The link is being dropped in the live chat right now. Click the link. The link's in the description of the video in case you're watching the replay. Code Smitty also gets it done on Underdog if you search for the Underdog app, but the link just makes it easy. And we're jumping in, and Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. You do a $1,000 deposit, they give you $500. You do a $2,000, they give you $1,000. You do the minimum of $10, they'll give you $5. And you can do 3 of these $5 drafts. So I'm going to jump over and open up the app, go to the Battle Royale $5 draft. It's not the $10, that's the mini. Go to the $5 draft, and you're going to click on that green button. I'm going to wait 5 seconds. These are the $5 Week 3 Battle Royales. I'm going to wait the 5 seconds. I'm going to click the button. This should have us all in the same draft. And if you miss out on this draft, just hit that link, get signed up, and get ready so you don't miss the next one we do. If we do another one tonight, this may be the last one tonight, but jump over to the draft now. It looks like your boy finally got the one spot. I'm sorry I lied. There's one more super chat. Smitty, the GOAT, rank my team: CMC, MHJ, Tyreek, Jacobs, Lamar, Flowers, Higgins, Pitts, Hunt, Mason. You got Mason. Great job, bro. I like this team a lot. You're really, really balanced. You got CMC protected. MHJ, Tyreek, Jacobs is just straight fire. Higgins and Flowers are the weak points, if you will. And would I try and maybe upgrade like Lamar using one of them? Yeah. Mahomes is very vulnerable right now. That owner is vulnerable. Past that, bro, unless you can trade Charbonnet to the Walker owner, like Sharbs and let's call Flowers, or Sharbs and Higgins for a quiet Rashee Rice upgrade, St. Brown upgrade, you make them think, man, I don't even think this is a downgrade, but you think it's a downgrade. You get that wide receiver bump by giving them Charbonnet, giving them peace of mind, and that might be the maneuver for you. And traded P. Ryan Brooks and Addison for K9 and Shaheed. Yeah, I guess, bro. That's kind of one of those moves where it's like, oh, did I time out? Oh, I didn't get the 1 pick. I got the 6 pick. That's one of those moves, bro, Joe, where it's like, I don't know that it helps really anybody, but I guess I make that move. All right, let me go over to Alpha. Alpha, you're live, then over to Rogan, and then, Balake, I'm sorry. Balake, then Alpha, then Rogan. Balake, you're live. Everybody else stay muted if you could.
Yeah.
Go Balake.
Thank you. All right. Hey, all right. These 2 things, they're kind of similar. All right. Would you start Ladd or Adunze this week? And then would you trade those 2 guys for Coleman if you could?
I'd probably take Coleman because, look, Adunze's kind of banged up still. That offensive line is awful. Caleb looks awful. The Bears look even worse. Breaking news. The Bears I've never seen a rookie QB set up better than Caleb Williams. I don't know. Give me Coleman. I'll start Coleman. I get it. I understand everybody thinks he's nothing because he hasn't done it. Like where's Coleman at, Smitty? Like just wait, just be patient. You could say the same thing about Adunze and the Bears and Caleb, though. I mean, in a touche sense, but I don't agree. I don't agree, and I'll continue to beat the drum that this is gonna be bad in Chicago. I don't see any of those Caleb supporters. They haven't been here for weeks. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
Sorry, I just want to make sure you meant you would trade Adunze and Ladd and take Coleman out of that trade. Is that what you were saying?
Well, I mean, didn't you hear me say I'd rather have Coleman? I don't believe in Chicago. I didn't
know if you meant.
You're like me when I asked Miss Smitty the expiration date on the roast beef. You know, I want to hear her say it. You wanted me to say it twice?
I get it.
Just kidding.
Okay, and then
I'm
since I have the other 2 right now, which one would you start this week?
If I had to start one of those 2 guys, I guess I would go. It's Adunze and who again?
It was Ladd.
Ladd.
Ladd who?
Yeah, I would say With Allen out, I don't know. Dunze's, it's close. I know everybody wants to say Ladd. I don't know what it is about the Chargers that just make people they want to act like this thing is going to be very predictable and productive on all fronts and consistent, but it's not. This Chargers offense is Quentin Johnson. Now Quentin Johnson's never going to be seen for weeks. I don't know if I want to bank on that. Although Dunze, I don't know. I just think that he's going to probably get some, like if Chicago's throwing at the end of the game, then Dunze should get some volume. I probably lean Dunze by a hair, but I don't like either one. I mean, is Whittington out there? I start Whittington over him. I'd start a handful of players over Dunze, bro.
Can you see a world by, mid-season that Caleb starts kicking it in, or do you just have zero faith in him?
Kicking it in, like kicking the ground in, like in frustration.
I didn't say that. I'm trying to say doing well.
But you've heard what I've said. I've already said that. Balake, you have me repeat a lot of things. You want to actually hear me say exactly what you want me to hear, or what you want to hear. Like I just said on this call that I don't believe in Chicago. I don't think they're going to do anything. You're like, but do you really think, Smitty? Do you really think that later on they're going to come around? Do you think the roast beef is really bad, or is the expiration date wrong? Balake.
Miss Smitty's roast beef's all right.
You what?
I said Miss Smitty's roast beef is okay, I think. It's not expired.
All right, Block. I appreciate you. Later, bro.
All right.
Call back anytime.
Right,
I'm not mad at you. All right, later. Whoops. All right, my team's looking fire right here. I haven't even put it on board view. I'm sorry, guys. I've been listening to Block. Ask me the same question over and over. JJ, Gibbs, Hurts, and Tyreek. That's pretty solid. All right, let me go over to Alpha. Alpha, let's go. Let's have an Alpha phone call here, pal.
Yo, what's up, Smitty? I got a question. I traded away McLaurin, Dobbins, and Pacheco for Mixon, Zach Moss, and 28% of Fab. What do you think?
Let me write that on the board here because I'm sorry I'm trying to drag a couple of super chats on the screen. Let me give you my full attention. Here we go. Hit me with it again.
Yeah, I gave away McLaurin, Dobbins, Pacheco, and I got Mixon, Zach Moss, and 28% of Fab. What do you think?
And Fab. I don't know, bro.
28% of Fab.
I think I wouldn't have done this. I'm sorry. It was Moss, Fab, and what was the other player?
Mixon. Moss, and Fab. Yeah.
So I mean, if Mixon wasn't hurt, I think this would be interesting. And maybe it gets interesting. Maybe Mixon's out one more week or whatever, and he comes back. I mean, he looked really good. So there is a scenario where I see myself like 2 weeks from now. You ask me that question, I'm like, oh, this Mixon side, but. I think right now J.K. Dobbins is the best player in the entire deal. I don't know if Pacheco's coming back at all, so he's kind of like almost a non-factor in it. But I think Terry McLaurin could still come around. But I don't know, man. You're traded for an injured player. You traded for a guy that we don't know what Moss is going to be. Will he lose his job eventually, or will it just be a timeshare, or will he never step up fully? Fab, I mean, this could be good. We just don't know what you're going to get with it. Dobbins is by far and away the number one player in the trade, and I try and trade him though. I do try and trade him high, but I don't think this trade, like, I don't know, it doesn't really either way. I'm not feeling it either way.
So you think it's a fair trade though?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it depends on Mixon. Right now, it's not a fair trade for this week. I mean, I feel like Dobbins is gonna really weigh this side down a whole lot more. But maybe in 2 weeks, I'll like the Mixon side equally. But right now, I don't like it.
What worries me about Dobbins, though, is his usage isn't really good because he's still splitting work with Gus Edwards, even though he's being very efficient.
Well, Moss is, yeah. I mean, Moss could be headed more in that direction as the weeks roll along. So I don't know.
Yeah, he has an easy schedule, man.
I think it comes down to Mixon. If Mixon can stay healthy, Woody, mute yourself. Woody, mute yourself if you could, and make sure the background noise is turned down. I timed out. Who'd I get? JT. Okay. So JT, I got Gibbs, I got JJ, I got Hill, I got Hurts. I'm down to needing a tight end. I'll take. Dang, man. I'll take. I guess Goddard. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I think we're just gonna have to revisit this later. I don't think it's a great trade. I don't think it's a bad trade. I just think like you guys stood in front of each other and you kicked each other right in the sack, and then you moved on.
So it's not a Smitty disapproved then.
I wouldn't have done it. I mean, what if Pacheco? I'm not saying I get Pacheco's coming back. It's not disapproved, but I don't know that I would have done it. I don't know. That's tough. It's tough. If Mixon can come back and get healthy, then it's even. You know, it's pretty even.
So who do you prefer between Pacheco and Mixon if both were healthy right now, rest of the season? Who would you prefer if both were healthy?
Pacheco, but Pacheco may never. He's getting hardware put in his foot. You know, his ankle foot. So I don't know if he'll ever be the same, bro. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Hey, good luck on this one. Let us know how. Remind us about it in 2 weeks, and we'll revisit. Hopefully, Mixon's balling. Yeah, hopefully Mixon's balling for you. It's not disapproved. It's just, I don't know. Travis and Rockout, what do you guys think of this trade? I mean, am I right? It's kind of just confusing. We don't really know. It's just muddy.
I'm not a Mixon guy. I think the injuries are going to kill him all year, so I'm admittedly a little bit biased. So I lean the other side. I'm not a Dobbins guy either, though, so that could all change in 1 week.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it. I just, again, it's almost one of those trades where, like, both parties get, like, kind of rocked. And here's my squad. It looks like they're finally giving your boy Smitty's team some respect that it deserves. Got 85.1 projection here. Look at this squad. Let's look at this squad. Jalen Hurts, Gibbs, JT, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Dallas Goedert. So that's a pretty good squad there. Let's go back over here. Okay, so let me hit the super chat real quick and then go around the phone line. I got Tyreek, B-Rob for Mason and Neighbors. Thoughts? Look, I'd rather have Mason and Neighbors right now, but that's hard to make a trade about, thinking about 5 weeks from now. If Mason's in a timeshare, which he'll at least be in one, they're not giving CMC 80% of the workload when he comes back. They just can't. There's no way. His Achilles tendonitis won't allow it, number one. And number two, he'll break immediately. So Mason's going to still be involved. Like, I could see Mason having 80 total yards and a 0.8 touchdowns a game, going forward when CMC's back. Christopher, with the $20 hauler, I got you right here, pal. I'm coming right for your question. I guess I would say right now I'd rather have Mason and Neighbors. But guys, are you trading Mason and Neighbors away for Tyreek and B-Rob if you're given the chance, or holding that side, Tyreek and B-Rob, to say, like, I got to think about the future too? Or are you saying I like Mason all year, screw it?
I think I'm probably holding. But again, though, I don't trust CMC. I think people will see the trend with me is I tend to shy away from guys that are older with injuries.
So you want Mason and Neighbors, which is what he'd be trading for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Rock out. You want Mason and Neighbors or Tyreek and B-Rob?
Probably Mason if he has CMC.
I don't think he does.
If he doesn't, I would go the other way.
Yeah, I could go either side. I think because I want them now, I want the wins now. I mean, what good are you if you don't make the playoffs or something like that? Like, I'm going to go Mason, but that's tough. And Tyreek's dealing with Tua.
B-Rob might. I love B-Rob, but I think he may level off a little bit too, because I think JD5 is going to be running more as the season goes on, throwing more and running more.
Yeah.
He might lose a little bit of his.
That's
upside.
tough. All right, let me hit these 2 super chats real quick. Chris, Smitty, I'm back. 2-0. Rank my team: Kyler, Achan, Mason, DK, JMO, McBride, Pickens, Akers. Good team. Nothing to trade really, bro. I mean, unless you're selling Achan on the high for like 2 players, but I just hold this squad. Really good squad. DK and JMO and Mason and Achan and Kyler, McBride, Pickens. Very good squad. Very, very good squad. Nothing to trade. There's really no trade capability unless Akers has a big game and starts to earn a workload or something. Then it's like Akers and Pickens maybe does something. Maybe JMO and Pickens for a St. Brown type. I mean, of course I would look at those things. Maybe Mason and Pickens to get out of that situation so you're not worried about some of the things we're talking about. But I almost don't touch this team unless the right offer comes along, like Mason and Pickens for, I mean, you could go after Barkley or JT if you believe in him, or Kyron if you wanted using that. But Pickens could also have a really good, weeks 3 on. I mean, Pickens he had some negated touchdown and yardage opportunities that, there's a stat out there that if you look at it, he would have been like a much higher ranked player. Had he had, I think it was close to like 50 or more yards and a score. And this $10 hauler up at the top, Smitty, should I drop one of these players to pick up Garendo? I'd probably say no. Chase Brown, maybe Chase Brown. I'm okay dropping Chase Brown right now. It sucks. It is what it is. But eventually he could get in there and grab the job. But right now he doesn't even look super efficient when he's on the field. I'm going to go Garendo here in this situation, just as a safeguard. I assume you have Mason, and if you don't, it's still intriguing because those that didn't have Mason when Christian McCaffrey was supposed to be good to go, those people are now winning leagues because of it, potentially. Hey, Smitty, 12-team, 0.5, AR5, MHJ, Cooper, Mason, Taylor, Kincaid, Singletary bench is Ford, Coleman, Downs. Not a lot to trade on this bench at all. And I don't know that I'm selling anything on the roster, really, unless it's Cooper Mason for that small running back swap out, and you just sacrifice Amari. And I assume it's Amari Cooper. You're sacrificing Amari Cooper, and you're trying to get that safer RB potentially. But that's the only thing. The only thing you can do. This is a total stand-down team. I like the squad. You got a lot of firepower. Appreciate you dropping the super chat. All right, Rogan, you're live. Rogan, then to Woody, then to disagreeing Carl. Go ahead, Rogan.
All right. Thanks, Smitty. How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Cool. 2-0 in a Shark League, feeling good, but my wide receivers are kind of thin. I offered a trade to a killer in our league a week ago. I offered my Zay Flowers for his Tank Dell. He never got back to me. Today after last week, he said, I'm interested in Zay, and today he sent me a request he wants my Zay Flowers for Tank Dell. But Zay Flowers has been kind of on a hot streak, and I know you kind of warned us on him, and you're high on Dell, but I'm kind of in a pickle because I'm going up against the number 1 team tomorrow, tied with me. And, I'm just wondering if I take the trade now or if I wait to see how they play and risk maybe him taking it off the table. What's your thoughts?
I just try and get more if possible. Like say, hey, look, of course you want Zay now. Because, and I'm not necessarily saying I want to keep him. I'm just saying I'd play the stack game with him and be like, Zay just exploded.
Yeah, well, he's pretty smart. He's been in this for a while, a lot longer than me. I think he knows what he's doing, but I don't think he'll give me any more. I think what I see is what I'll get with him.
Yeah.
What would you do in that position?
Yeah, real quickly, Kafka says, bro, skipped our super chats. Who skipped whose super chat? First of all, you're talking like there's a few of you that are together there, Kafka. Like, oh, you hear this guy? He's skipping our super. Like, I may miss one from time to time, but I know I answer your super chat. But I'll pull it up again, Kafka. But there's no need to point fingers as if there's a group of you, a disgruntled group of you in the corner, Kafka. So hang tight. I'll go look at it. But I'm almost positive I answered your question. As far as this question goes, bro, I would try and get more though. I would say, look, you could even play the dumb card. It sounds like you do feel like you're inferior to him in terms of his fantasy knowledge. So you could play the dumb card and say, bro, Zay just, and this is kind of true. Zay just popped off and like, I don't know if it's a wise idea for me to trade him. And then he's like, damn it, this guy, he's gonna not trade him out of fear. I can't even trick him into trading Zay. So see if you can get more out of it. I would say hold off. You also got the Chicago matchup for the Houston Texans, and you might even see Zay do well again. But I definitely am in the business of selling Zay Flowers just because Lamar scares the hell out of me. And also on top of that, the line for that Ravens offense is one of the worst. It's absolutely putrid. So if Lamar gets injured, then what?
Give me more, then if you won't give me more, are you trading straight across the board though?
I don't think you need to this week. I'm okay doing it if you really want Dell and you believe in Dell. Like I believe in Dell. I probably would personally do it, but I don't like to give sometimes the advice that I would do because I'm a crazy man. I'm a wild man. But I think that Zay has more value. I think Zay just earned that. Like Dell is such a cellar dweller player to everybody right now. He wants to get rid of him for a reason. I'm not saying he's right. I'm saying I believe in Dell. But the market value, this is again the example of you're trying to trade a $400,000 house for a $300,000 house. It's not that I think the $300,000 house is inferior. I actually am telling you I like the $300,000 house more than the $400,000. In 5 years from now, in 5 years meaning 5 weeks from now, I believe the values will flip. But does that mean you make this move? No. You got to get more. All right, appreciate you, bro.
More.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, call back if you got it. You got another one. Let's go. Let me get these super chats real quick. Let's go see what Kafka's been up to because he's mad at me over here, saying that I'm skipping things for multiple people. And Kafka, I appreciate you. I appreciate your super chat, but I don't know what's going on here. Let's search. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'll take a big fat lap. But Kafka, I don't think so. I think I read yours. Let's see.
Come on, Smitty.
Where's it at? Flex Robinson, BT, or Zamir White. Did I read this one? Did he have a second one? I know I got this first one here. Flex Zamir White, Eckler, or BT, Rams, Richardson. Oh, yeah, this is the one I was asking you to clarify. And I can't say I 100% remember on this other one, but I'll answer it. I apologize if I did miss it, but I would say on this other one, the Marcus Robinson, BT, or Zamir. I think we did answer this. It was Zamir because of the volume. Is this the one that I asked Travis? Or no? I don't know. I don't know if this is the exact one.
I think that was a different one.
Okay, but Zamir with the volume, probably going to go Zamir this week. But then Kafka, I'd probably trade him on the high. I'd probably send him sailing after because this is the Carolina Panthers. I don't know that it's going to be something we're going to see replicated on any regular basis. I'd definitely be okay if you went in the direction of BT. I mean, he's obviously a great play. All right, Kafka, did I take care of you? Was there anything else? Okay. Smitty likes Dell, but not Flowers. I don't know what you mean, but yes. I like Flowers. He's a moon man, but I don't like his situation. This one here, $5 hauler from Ramirez. Any moves, Smitty? Mahomes, HN, ETN, CD, MHJ, Jake Ferguson, Rice. Love the team. Neighbors on the bench. I don't like Neighbors being on your bench, but damn, bro. Maybe Neighbors and ETN for like a Gibbs or Bijan or something like that. I'd explore that ASAP. But past that, who cares if you got that depth? That depth will help you when the bye weeks come and such. 0.5, Waddle or Akers. I'm going to go probably Waddle every time. Akers is safe, but Waddle's just, I can't sit him. Cooper, Shaheed. I go Shaheed. Shaheed's been balling. I don't think I could sit him in that scenario. 12-team PPR, Kyler, JT, Kyron, Brooks, Hill, Ayuk, Olave, Reed. Damn, it's a good team. I have JT and Kyron Y. I traded for Tyreek. I have JT and Kyron Y. I traded for Tyreek. I don't know what that means, bro. But 12-team league. Love the team. Kyron, JT. B-Rob and Brooks are kind of expendable, maybe with Ayuk to get a slightly better wide receiver, potentially, or running back. You got Olave, Reed. I'd probably, go after Jamar Chase, go after MHJ, go after St. Brown. Try and trade Brooks and Ayuk for that player. I'd even explore Brooks and Olave for that player. And, Reed's could get involved in that as well, but I think that would be the move to make. I love everything else. It's a fantastic squad. Start one, Dobbins, Hubbard, Dell, or Cooks. I'm going to probably say Dobbins for safety, but you want a high-risk, high-reward play. I'm still all about Dell. And this is not something that I want to sway this question right here, Zay, for Dell, mainly because of the cost of entry. Zay just needs to, I told that guy to go do this, but get more. And I think if you play almost the dumb card in the situation, the guy might be like, man, when you're trying to trade with somebody and they're like, I don't know about this one. I kind of feel like, and you're just like, I'm not going to be able to make this trade for this guy. He's just not going to do, he's going to not do it out of fear. Fear of being wrong. I'm confused. I'm confirmed in the Kafka skip group. Doc, let me look and see if I skip Docs. Hold on, Doc. Did I put him on another screen? That's probably what I did. I might have to take a lap here. There they are. As I mentioned, we all take laps. They're healthy. Here, I knew I put them. I always run the risk if I put these tucked away somewhere. At least I know I didn't. Oh, there's multiple. There's Vin. there's the Kafka 4.
Kafka was right.
The Kafka 4. You guys are together.
I'm in the chat accusing Kafka of going to the bathroom and taking a break, asking him if he left his chat.
All right. Hey, Kafka. Kafka, this one's for you, pal.
I'll take a lap, too.
Yeah, I'll take a lap. I'll take a couple of them. So thank you. At least we answered Kafka's already. Let's go over to Docs. Sorry, Doc. I knew I saw Docs. I knew I saw Kafka's. I just didn't know that I didn't answer him. Okay, here we go. 10-man league, half PPR. Any trade upgrades? Lamar, HN, CMC, Mason, JJ, Neighbors, Flowers, Bowers. Very good squad. I know the Flowers owners are going to be upset at me here, but I still consider some sort of move there. But for what at this point? You've got Mason and CMC. Maybe Flowers and Lamar for the Mahomes, the Josh Allen upgrade. Something of that nature. If not, Flowers and... Keep Bowers, love Bowers. Flowers and Neighbors for St. Brown, Jamar Chase, MHJ. Just a little off the top. Past that, there's nothing here, Doc. You got an absolutely fantastic team. There's nothing wrong with Neighbors. Flowers or Neighbors. I want to make that abundantly clear. I'm just saying I feel like there's a little movement there. Every other player I like except for Lamar. I don't hate Lamar. I don't love Lamar. So that's the only player I really want to upgrade. And I like Neighbors enough where I wouldn't touch it. And Flowers is just a movable piece for me. But very good squad, Doc. That's the only thing I'd even consider doing. That team is fantastic. Thanks for waiting. I apologize. Drop Pacheco for Chandler or Algier. Hold Pacheco. I would hold him over that. Maybe Chandler, but can't you put him on IR? If you can't put him on IR, I guess, I don't know. Chad, are we doing Pacheco as a hold all, during this entire time that he's out? Or do we just take a stab at Chandler because of Aaron Jones and his likelihood of getting hurt? That's a tough call.
It's really tough to drop Pacheco unless you have to.
I would say
think I would.
I would say, Doc, if you can't IR spot him, which I assume you're a doctor for goodness sake, you've got to have looked into that. So I assume you don't have an IR spot. So I'd probably say I would hold Pacheco. But that's so hard. If you got especially with the fact that I think he's got a plate put in there, and I don't know, man. But he's such a tough guy. He literally could have his foot amputated. He'd be out there, and as soon as they allow him to. So I don't know. I'd probably hold him. Coleman, Dowdle for Higgins. I would take Higgins in a second, and then I would trade Higgins maybe in a package deal. But I definitely would do that trade for sure. All right, let me see if I probably put some other super chats on a screen somewhere. Let me go to all 3 screens that I was at. Okay, good. I almost left these sitting here. Good Lord. Is Deontay and or Reed a drop? Reed is not a drop. Pitch, what are you talking about?
Reed.
I would be okay dropping Deontay, but Pitch, Reed is a potential top, 15 wide receiver once Love is back. In a Dynasty Superflex League, should I trade Olave for Fields and Dell? If you need a QB, you have Geno and Lawrence. Yeah, you need this. And Dell could hang with Olave, bro. I don't care what anybody says. He could. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he outscores him. But there is a world where this is something I'm thinking happens. So give me the Fields upside, I guess, as a QB. But it's tough to go down that road. It really, it definitely feels like you want to throw up in your mouth when you got to trade an Olave away and not really see whether he's gonna. I mean, Carr's been doing so well and he hasn't capitalized. Is kind of like when is it gonna happen? But any moves here? Mahomes, HN, ETN, CD, MHJJ, Ferguson, Rice, bench Neighbors. I think this is the one I already attacked and said Ramirez go try and upgrade Neighbors and ETN for Bijan. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Gibbs. Those moves, but if not, Adolfo, those are a freaking fantastic team. So don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything rash. All right, let me get off this screen before I leave anybody's super chat hanging. Manny, start 1: Dobbins, Hubbard, Dell, Cooks, or Shakir. Dobbins is the safe play. Dell is your high risk, high reward. But if you need safety, go Dobbins. I'm confirmed a Kafka skip group. Appreciate you, Doc. One of the Kafka 4. One of the original Kafka 4. And Dante says my last super chat was dragged, but not read. Kafka 4 member. Confirmed. Appreciate you guys. Smitty's ploy to getting another additional super chat by not answering somebody's super chat. Damn it. I'm sorry, bro. AR5, or at least you got into a group, a special elite group, the Kafka 4. I don't know. It seems pretty worth it to me. AR5 and Sam Darnold, week 3 PPR. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Finish him.
He's not even on the phone line, and I'm going to hang up on him. Like, what is going on here? AR5, Sam Darnold. I don't care what Sam Darnold does 5 weeks in a row. We're not sitting AR5 for that situation. No way. River, appreciate you. Flex 2, McLaurin, Whittington, Mitchell, Dotson, Lockett. I'm going to go with Whittington, and I'm going to go with McLaurin. Actually, I don't know. Guys, 80 Mitchell or McLaurin? I'm definitely starting Whittington. 80 Mitchell or McLaurin? You can't go Dotson. I mean, guess you could go Lockett if you wanted, but Mitchell or McLaurin? Or Lockett. Hello? Hello?
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
McLaurin. I go McLaurin.
Yeah.
I think McLaurin's going to have a...
One more try. Timmy T.
Get him the ball.
As Timmy T would say, one more try. Give him one more try. Start DJ Moore or
80 Mitchell, though. Don't drop 80 Mitchell because he's just missing.
Yeah, don't. DJ Moore or Shaheed. You kind of got to go. He's got to go Shaheed here, right? Phone line. Shaheed over DJ Moore. DJ Moore's pissed.
Yeah.
He's pissed off. He doesn't even want to.
I'd go DJ Moore, but
he doesn't even want to play.
Wait, I like DJ Moore because like the Keenan Allen situation.
Who said they like DJ Moore before that? Who was that? Explain yourself.
Fitzy.
Yeah, Fitzy. Why you like?
I feel like not that I like Caleb Williams, but I watched that game and I feel like Caleb Williams was like he was slightly off. He was not like crazy. He was not like Bryce Young, absolutely like off. Like I feel like Caleb Williams is getting up. He's getting up the speed. He's getting up the speed. Like I feel like he might be.
What do you mean he's getting up to speed? What do you mean he's getting up to speed?
He's just like behind. The timing is off.
Bro.
He looks off out there. Does it look like Bryce Young? Oh.
Okay, number one.
Is he off?
Number one, he looks worse than Bryce Young. Worse than Bryce Young.
His first two games were worse than Bryce Young's first two games.
Bro, he had 90 yards in his first game. And his second game was worse than that 90-yard game, because that 90-yard game, at least he didn't have a touchdown, but he didn't have an INT. He should have had a couple INTs, but they got dropped. That second game, he was god-awful. Now, here's the problem, though, is 50%, if not more, of the problem is Chicago. It's the worst offensive line I've ever seen, one of them at least, and it's Shane Waldron's awful play calling. So no matter what you say to me, it doesn't change any of that. Like, and to say that I think he was just a little bit behind, he's getting up to speed. Caleb looked absolutely god-awful. The only way someone's going to say that, Fitzy, is if you got a ton of Caleb shares or a ton of DJ Moore shares.
I have no Bears shares or Caleb Williams.
Then how on earth could you think...
He's going to get better. I feel like he is going to get better. I see it.
You see what? You see what? Explain to me what you...
I just envision him.
You envision.
The throws that he's making, and he's going to improve.
Okay.
He's gonna get better.
Well, he better.
I believe in him a lot more than like a guy like Bryce Young.
He better get better because he looks like dog water out there, bro. He better get better. If he doesn't get better, if he doesn't get better, he's getting benched at some point.
He's gonna look better.
Mark my words. Like 3 or 4 Mark my words. He's either not gonna get better, and he gets hurt, or something else.
I don't even like Caleb Williams. I'm just saying this because I believe it. I'm just.
I don't know why you believe it though. There's no evidence of it.
I kind of like the throws that he's like potentially almost making.
You like the throws? What are you talking about, Fitzy? Haven't you watched the game? Are you watching it? You must be watching the college highlights or something, bro. Because he's throwing awful. Bro, DJ Moore turned over onto his back, took his helmet off while he was still on the... Okay, so what do you think is good about those throws when DJ Moore stormed off the field and looks like he doesn't even want to play with them anymore? It looks like he's done playing with Caleb Williams.
Going to get better with time.
Okay, but that's not... But you're saying you see it. There's something you saw. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
Well, that's just an easy throw that he's missing because his timing is so off. He has the talent. It's just the timing.
You know what I love is there's a bunch of Twitter polls out there where people voted on who's the best, who's the best athlete in the NFL, who's the best this, and they could choose from anybody on these questions. And the most potential.
Who is the best athlete in the NFL? Who do you think?
Probably AR5 might be the best. He's at the best combine stats. Ever. This guy's the combine marvel. You want to talk about athleticism measurement? That's combine material and all that. But they have obviously JD5 and Lamar would be up there too. But they had the rating for who had the most potential in the entire NFL. Not rookies. It was Caleb. Caleb got the vote in this big Twitter pool. And it's just like, what are people doing, man?
So
what are they looking at? This could be the biggest bust in NFL history. All right. Anyway, Fitzy, we burned enough on this conjecture here, this guesswork you got going on, or this formula that you're dealing with. DJ Moore, Shaheed, we're going to go with Shaheed on this question, okay? Hang tight, full line. Hang tight. Mute yourselves if you could. Kafka with another super chat. Kafka, he's like, I won't give up on you, Smitty. I appreciate that. Last one, defense, Seahawks, Chargers, or Cowboys. Let's go over to this board here where I have the schedule. And let's pull up his question one more time. I copied it over this time. So Seattle's at home versus the Dolphins, and that's tempting, but is Miami Mike going to craft up a more crafty situation than we think? Chargers, if they didn't have Herbert, I think they're going to get rocked. With Herbert, I still think it's going to be a tough game, and I don't think they're picking off Fields all day long or something like that. So Cowboys, where are the Cowboys, at home or away? I forget. Cowboys are where are they at? Why am I not seeing? Are they home or away? I forget. Oh, they're at home against Baltimore.
They're home.
I don't know. These aren't great options, bro. I'd probably say Seattle because they're facing a Kyler Thompson or a Skyler. They're facing a Skyler, and I don't think he's going to be looking at the sky a lot, maybe. I don't know. I guess that would be my pick. I don't know that the Chargers are going to score a bunch of points for you. I don't think the Cowboys are necessarily, going to have a feast and a field day. Although this offensive line for Baltimore, maybe there's a lot of fumbles and there's a return or something. Man, that could be it. That could be opportunistic defense. Maybe it's tough, like in terms of yards and everything, and they give up touchdowns, but maybe there's a return for a touchdown off of a fumble, off of this poor offensive line play for Baltimore. That's a tough one. Scott, what are we thinking here? We're thinking that the Miami Dolphins falter passing the football without Tua more than the O-line for Baltimore falters. All right. Good talk. All right.
Can I?
Yeah.
I think the O-line for Baltimore falters.
Yeah, I think they could. Is this Fitzy, though? If it's Fitzy, okay, I might go the other way.
Doesn't mean I don't know football.
Fitzy, I don't know, bro. Fitzy, I took away your football card about 10 minutes ago. I don't think you're speaking.
Open. Caleb's gonna get better.
Hey, you're speaking absolute, guesswork. There's nothing solid in your Caleb take. So I don't know about this one now. I was gonna say the same thing about Baltimore until Fitzy opened his mouth. I don't know. Travis, what are we doing here? Cowboys opportunistic at home against the Baltimore bad offensive line, or is Lamar just going to hang in this game? And we think Seattle's just got to take advantage of not having Tua in there. Miami Mike is a good schemer, but he's not the best head coach right now. He's still got a lot to learn. There's no way this team's even close to ready, even if Tua was healthy.
Seattle's been pretty good. I think they've given up some yards against the run, and have to double check it. But Ramondre was okay, and Denver didn't really do much. Seattle's been pretty good.
Chat, vote on this question. We want to give Kafka our intense attention for botching the Kafka 4 situation. So if the chat would vote on this one, it'd be much appreciated. And let me put the remaining super chats on screen here, and we'll be wrapping up the phone.
How do you feel about the Ravens defense, rest of the year? Are they as good as they were last year?
No. I think they're good, but I think it's gonna be tough with the offensive line, to have this defense getting worn down, and I don't know. It seems like the Jets last year. Like the Jets were way better than they played. So you just get tired. I would say Diggs, Worthy, or Reed at wide receiver 2. I'm going Worthy all day long. That's what I'll continue to say to anybody that asks me one of those questions. They're very close. Downs versus A.D. Mitchell for the long play. Downs versus A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell is easily my call there. And then drop 2, Foreman, Ford owner, Madison, Zamir owner, Ty Chandler, Whittington, Chase Brown, Corum, Downs. I'm easily dropping Foreman and Madison. I have no interest in those guys. Neither did NFL teams, really. That's why they're where they are. Stop sleeping on Ayuk. He will outscore Rice for sure. Thank you, Niner fan. Did you get your season tickets? Ayuk's look like trash, bro. Just stop sleeping on. Tell Ayuk to stop sleeping on the job. Okay, now he's going to get force-fed in this game. No one's saying he can't have a good game, but good Lord, bro. Stop sleeping on it. How about, hey, Smitty, I apologize for the product Ayuk's been putting on the field. My Niner has been absolutely crapping the bed diarrhea style because he held out, was selfish, held out, and even said out of his own mouth that he created a little bit bigger problem at the end of that whole contract thing, kind of trying to finagle. He wanted an extra ham sandwich or two. And so you blame it on Ayuk. Don't come in here and act like, don't keep sleeping on my boy. I keep sleeping. He just hasn't done anything. He looks like trash. All the fan base is upset too. What are you talking about? JD5 Pickens for Fields and JJ Superflex. Bro. If this is redraft, I'd be tempted to go Fields JJ just because of JJ. But goodness gracious, man. That's tough. I probably You got AR5 and Kyler. Oh, okay. Yeah. Then, yeah, you got to take JJ. You got AR5 and Kyler. You're fine. You got to take that little hit then for sure. That's a great trade for you. That's a great trade, bro, at the end of the day. 0-2, and not a bad trade for them either. Like, everybody wins in that scenario. 0-2, 10-team PPR. Mahomes, Gibbs, Kyron, Mixon, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Laporta, London, Worthy. Very good squad. Not a lot to trade, to be honest with you, other than like Mixon and maybe JSN for a slightly better RB. The problem is who's going to trade for Mixon injured? Really nobody, so this is probably a wait-and-see move. But London and Mixon, maybe that gets you to get a trade that you shouldn't get done right now, but get it done now. And who would you take? St. Brown, JT, even a potential, ETN if you want to get a little wild and crazy. Jacobs if you want to get a little wild and crazy. But you must get a player higher than that past those guys. Mixon in London is like you could go Rashee Rice in something, but you want to probably even get something at that point because Mixon still should have value. London has good value. Those are the moves to make. All right, I'm going to circle around the phone line really quickly. Disagreeing, Carl, you're live. You've got 30 seconds, and that's it, pal.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got 28 seconds.
Okay, great. All right, so
got 25 seconds.
Because of a auction draft, my only running backs are Bijan, Antonio Gibson, and like just a bunch of backups.
Woo!
So would you trade away Bijan for Josh Jacobs and Ramondre Stevenson? Just to get depth?
No, I wouldn't.
No? Okay. All right, here's one final one. What about Kyron and Ty Chandler?
Kyron and who?
Ty Chandler.
Oh, Chandler. No. Chandler's not even starting, bro.
Okay.
What running backs are on waivers, bro?
The best one available is. Sorry, I have to pull it up.
How'd you miss on Mason and all these guys when you were bleeding out that RB2 spot? Like you weren't on top of this on the waiver wire.
Let's see. No. Mason was drafted by the CMC guy, so he was a smart.
What about Steele?
Let's see. The best of it. Steele was someone overpaid. Well, I won't even say overpaid and bid Fab, but yeah, someone paid a lot for him.
Yeah, but you
got
to
be available guy is Miles Sanders.
You got to be overpaid. Look, you only have one shot when these guys come around. You got to be the one overpaying for these guys. Is Jalen Wright out there? Is Bucky Irving out there?
He was drafted. They were all drafted. It's ugly.
Jeez, bro. Bigsby's gone?
He might be dropped soon. I'll go after him.
Is he dropped? I mean, I'd rather have Bigsby and Bijan than these moves you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out. But I wanted to know if you would actually like break him down to two players. But
I would, but not when you're getting a backup like Ty Chandler. Like, hey, what do you say? What do you say? I get another Gibson in the house. Little Antonio Gibson got two of them. We'll grow two of them.
Fact.
Maybe together they'll form a 1 RB and no one will notice. We'll put them both in. You got to go after. You got to go after like Jeez, I don't even know like the best example to give you. Like you could go after like a Jacobs and what was the first one that you said? Jacobs and who?
Jacobs and Stevenson.
I just don't think you're winning like here's the way I look at it. Like, is that a good move? Maybe. Could someone argue it? Maybe. But is your team after you make that trade gonna win the league? No. So yeah, you got depth, good job, but you're not winning the league. Is Bigsby and Bijan maybe winning you the league? If Bigsby takes over the job, then yeah, you could. If Garendo is available and you grab Garendo and Mason gets hurt because he's never had this volume since high school, then Garendo all of a sudden wins you the league. But you got to stay on top of these RBs the best you can. And you can't let someone overbid you because you're trying to be conservative with your money you'll never spend.
Great point. Thank you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Disagreeing, Carl. I forget why we disagree with him because sometimes he's very agreeable. Fitzy, you got 30 seconds. Don't waste it on Caleb because you're just gonna get hung up on.
Look, that's one bad take, all right, that I have. Wait, let me pull it up. Sorry. Would you trade Puka and Rice for Worthy, Mike Evans, and Khalil Shakir?
Puka and Rice Puka and who? Rice?
Yeah, for Xavier Worthy, Mike Evans, and Khalil Shakir.
Woo! Yeah, I think I would because I think Rice and Worthy are closer than people think. Of course, I'd rather have Rice. I want to say, of course,
Me
but I
too.
mean, but Worthy, I think, is so undervalued, bro. I love him. And Puka and Evans, you're crushing on that side because Puka's not playing for 5 to 8 weeks, maybe, bro. Like that's a home run. That's a home
Sorry
run.
about my Bears pick. It's ass.
You don't have to apologize for your opinion, bro.
Well, it's just like the O-line sucks and the receivers aren't open.
I know, but
He's
that's
in
is
the
that
top
gonna
spot.
is that gonna change? Is the O line gonna get better? No. So how you see this thing getting clear? I don't know.
I don't know. I just think he's gonna get better.
I don't. All right, it's what it is. All right, Fitzy.
All right,
better,
we'll
bro.
talk to you.
All right, don't worry. Don't ever apologize for your take, Fitzy. But on that note, where's this at?
Finish him.
It's a little late. Let me go over to Woody. Woody, you got 30 seconds.
All right, let me keep it short and sweet, buddy. I know you're a jack of all trades, so you understand that I'm a part of many leagues. All right, I had to trade away CMC. I don't believe in his injury-prone ass all over the field, getting injured. The Mason guy got him, okay? I traded him away. But I got A.J. Brown on my team. I'm 0-2, okay? I am a desperate man, so I need to know if I need to trade A.J. Brown. I got Nico Collins, Drake London, Rashad White, Aaron Jones. I got Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott. I got a QB
First of all, you
rotation
said
in my bag, bro.
you're keeping this short, so I put my pen down, bro. I can't retain all this information. Second of all,
I'm a yapper, bro. That's nothing you gotta understand about me.
Do you have a son named Draven? you sound a little like you sound like a guy named Draven that we've come to know and love here on the channel.
I'm not a trader. I'm a Woody. I am the one and only Woody.
Draven's dad. Draven's papa. I don't know. Read off your damn team again, Woody. What in the hell?
All right, so I'm going to keep it long real quick. Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Nico Collins, Drake London, A.J. Brown.
I can't
I'm just looking at the pieces. Kyle Pitts. I love Kyle Pitts. You love you some Kyle Pitts, Smitty?
I don't know. Trade Rashad White and A.J. Brown for one player that's playing. You know, that would be one thing I'd consider. But A.J. Brown is tough to trade right now. If you throw Rashad White in an RB, maybe someone's going to circle in and say, you know what, I would give up a St. Brown for an A.J. Brown, who I like better than St. Brown if he's on the field. And in compensation, you give me Rashad White.
Dude.
It might be.
The market is a low-end wide receiver one.
You don't know what the market is until you send 20. Until you send 20 trades out there, you don't know the market. You think you know the market because you sent 3 offers out.
Yeah, you're right, bro. Just keep pestering.
You just keep throwing mud at the wall. Everybody that tells me I can't get that trade in my league, you didn't because you sent 2 or 3 offers out. You send 20 out, you catch someone sleeping. How many times have you accepted, including your Mason deal? How many times have you accepted a trade that you regret later? You say to yourself, damn it, why did I do that trade? How many times? A lot. Everybody has. So
In the past, a lot. You got to throw shit at the wall.
Yeah, so 20 offers to get that one regretful Roger. All right, I got to go, bro. We'll see you later.
See you, Smitty. Thanks, bro.
Later, Woody. All right, Alpha, final thoughts, Alpha.
2 quick questions. Akers or Zach Moss for this week?
Probably Akers, but I sell them high if I can. Go ahead. Next one.
Bears defense or Packers defense or Titans defense this week?
Bears defense, no.
Bears go against the Colts.
Yeah, Packers.
Go against
I got it right here.
Titans and Titans against Packers.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Packers. All right. And long term, do you like the Bears defense?
No. I mean, they're okay, but the problem is they're going to get worn out, man. They're going to get worn out. They're going to give up. It's like the Jets defense last year. Like, such a tough thing to watch those guys go out there and put their heart and soul out there. They're definitely a good D. What have they scored in your league scoring? What have they scored the past 2 weeks?
The Bears?
Yeah.
16 points the first week and 6 points the second.
So, I think they could be sporadic like that. Depends on the matchup, you know. They're good. They're a good D, though. So, I guess I should restate that. I should restate that. I like them, but I think they'll be sporadic, and I think they wear down. They wear down at the end of the year. So, right now... Right now, they're okay. I will say this. Maybe I'm wrong by assuming the AR5 won't make some mistakes in this game, and the Bears D pick them off. You know, AR5 had a rough week too, but I still believe in AR5. So there is a scenario where that the Bears do very well this week, and then Caleb, you know, either they win it for Caleb or they carry Caleb, or Caleb screws it up at the end and they're pissed off at him. But I think I see the Packers against a very mistake-prone Levis. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for this team to win one for the Gipper again before they get Jordan Love back. But I don't know. I guess let's go to the chat on this one. Chat, would you go Green Bay at Tennessee or Chicago at Indianapolis? Well, I guess we'll see.
Honestly, I was leaning Green Bay, so that's probably what I was going to choose.
It'll be interesting to see how many people write off AR5 with this question. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you, Alpha. Justin, 30 seconds.
Hey, so this guy in my league tried to trade me Brandon Ayuk pretty desperately. What do you think Brandon Ayuk is going to kind of suck all year? I know you think there's a high probability he can get injured. What? Because he wants a running back like nobody's business, Smitty. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I don't mind trading for Ayuk. I think he's got an opportunity to do well in this game because they don't have a freaking, they don't have a freaking wide receiver. And Kittle's out, so the opportunity is going to be there. He's going to be hard to buy later. If you wait a week, I bet you get more for Ayuk if you're trading him away.
No, somebody's trying to trade him.
Oh, yeah.
The guy wants a running back.
Well, what's he want? Who's the player he wants?
So,
quick, Justin, you're giving a story. I can tell you're winding up for a big long story. Just give me the player. You got 30 seconds. Go. James Conner. Do you have Benson?
I don't have Benson. I tried to get Benson, but the guy who has Benson has a really good
Travis, do you like James Conner or Ayuk more? It's PPR?
Yeah.
What do you think, Travis and Rock Out?
Literally depends on the roster. If you need a running back, I'll take Connor. If not, Ayuk. Ayuk's going to get a ton of work.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'd say, look, Connor's going to get hurt at some point. I think he's always hurt. Every year he gets hurt.
Connor worries me without Benson.
Yeah, if you have Benson, I'd say hold. But I'm going to say go get Ayuk. Plus, Ayuk's going to double in value. He's going to split. His stock's going to split after this week because they're going to feed him. And so then you could flip him for a better receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Smitty.
Hey, Justin, I'm just messing with you when I'm yelling at you, pal. All right. Appreciate you. I do try to urge you along because you are a storyteller, but that doesn't mean I'm mad at you. All right, Justin, appreciate you later, bro. Rock Out, final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this, but I'm gonna start Jameson Williams over McLaurin.
JMO, yeah, definitely, for sure.
And then I'm gonna start Carr over Purdy.
It could go either way on that. Why not? Carr's been doing well. He deserves it.
I mean, he's hot hand.
And then, yeah, I like that. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right.
Rock out to the moon. Travis, final thoughts.
Yeah, if I'm trying to package like Ridley and Puka together, who should I be going after? How high should I be reaching?
Ridley to get Puka?
No, Ridley and Puka. If I'm trading both of them.
Ridley and Puka. Probably can't. You probably can't get a Puka equivalent. I don't think Ridley may get you that. So I'd say like just a step down. Puka's like MHJ probably not attainable, but you try. St. Brown not attainable, you try. Obviously Jamar Chase you're not going to get, but you try. Then you get.
What if I? Sorry, go ahead.
Then you get down to like Rice, and it's like, yeah. I mean, I take Rice personally. I don't know how many more wide receivers you can drop though, but
right.
DK
and
maybe.
So if it's yeah, I have DK, but if I put instead of Ridley, Olave, I think I can shoot higher at that point.
Yeah, Jamar Chase for sure, like St. Brown, and then you get to the point where it's like MHJ, and then you can't. You got to take those guys and no one else because that's a lot.
Right. Okay.
All right, appreciate you, Travis.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for modding. Thanks for doing all the work on the bots.
Crap! I had one more question. I'll DM you if I think of it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Travis. All right, Matt, appreciate you with the super chat. Stroud, MHJ, Smith, HN, Kyron, JMO, any moves? Thank you for your super chat. I found this question. I assume this is what you wanted me to answer. I would say with this team, I'm definitely interested in maybe moving B-Rob and JMO for like somebody a little bit better. Past that, I don't want to move the starters. I like Stroud. I love MHJ, Devontae Smith, Dell, HN, Kyron. Very good squad. Kincaid. I don't know that I'm moving much at all. B-Rob and maybe Devontae Smith for a St. Brown or MHJ. Oh, you got MHJ. B-Rob and Devontae Smith for St. Brown or Jamar Chase. That's really kind of it, JJ. And if that doesn't work, if you can't get that, I'd be tempted to be like JMO and Smith for like one of those guys. And if not, I mean, I'd probably wait and let some of these guys gain value. It's a really good squad, my guy. And Dak, Kyron, Monty, Garrett Wilson, Laporta, Corum, Dell, Ferguson, Keon, what changes would you make? I don't know. Maybe Flowers and Zamir once he pops off this week. Flowers and Monty for ETN or JT or Kyron or HN or Barkley, or maybe Zay to upgrade Dak into Mahomes. Those would be moves I would make. We got Doc coming in. Any value in Keaton Mitchell as a stash? If you can IR spot him, but not in a roster where he's not in the IR spot. IR spot for sure, but did it at 3 a.m. hoping, dropped him, but did it at 3 a.m. hoping the league mates wouldn't see it. Pick him back up. If you can't IR spot him, again, it sounds like you don't have IR spots, Doc. I would probably say you can't hold him and wait. It could be forever. But monitor the hell out of him, because if he gets in there, he will be potentially something special. But he's also coming back from an ACL tear, and it's like, how good can he be right away? Thoughts on Downs or 80 Mitchell? I go 80 Mitchell. Definitely 80 Mitchell. He's got superstar potential. He really does. Like, maybe not to the top 5 degree, but like maybe top 12 to 15 wide receiver. Like, that's pretty damn good. Appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget code Smitty, Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. The link is right here one more time if you guys want to grab a draft right now. Hit that link. Appreciate you all. See you all in the morning. You guys rock. Thanks to all my 20 and all of you super chatters, but all my $20 haulers especially. You guys are unbelievable. Eddie, appreciate your $20 hauler. Ivan, Christopher, Ricardo, Sheesh, Oscar, World, Chris, Sean, Castro, Manuel, AB. You guys absolutely rock. And if anybody drops a last second super chat, please leave it in the comments with a bunch of like $sign emojis or something to catch my attention. Some of you drop it right when I'm leaving and I don't see it. And you're like, Smitty, you missed my super chat. And I'm like, no, I didn't. All right, see you all in the morning. I'll be live an hour to an hour and a half before kickoff.